Hey yo, it's time to roar, get loud, let's ignite. Jeremy B in the house, we keeping it tight. Every weekday at 11, we ready to ride. Lions Talk Live, come and join the pride. Waking up early, it's that morning grind. Tune in to the show, leave the troubles behind. Jeremy B's the king, with the voice like thunder. Every word he spits, it's a lyrical wonder. Got the lions around, sharp and fierce. When we hear one pride, you can't help but feel your heart pierce. Talking all the topics, keep it real, keep it raw. With a lion's mentality, we're ready for the roar. One pride, it feels right. Jeremy B bringing the heat, morning light. Every weekday at 11, we taking flight. Lions Talk Alive, yeah, we ready to bite. One pride, hear us loud. Jeremy's in the zone, making us proud.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good evening. It is the NFL Roundtable Talks. I am your host, Smokin' Jeremy B. We got Ken the Bear fan in the house. Say hello, Ken. Maybe not. We got Megan. The awesome Aussie Go Kroger. We got Chicken Nugget.
Hey, salute. What's good, One Pride? What's good, NFL world? It's a brand new season, so let's get straight to it.
And we got, of course, the one, the only, BCP, Will Vogel.
What's up, everybody? Or you could call me that name, or both. I don't care.
So,
what about Hey You? I can think of three names.
No, I'm not Pink Floyd. Calm down there, Megan.
Yeah, I'm glad you did that reference there. That's great.
Yes, I gotta prove
that was the one I was going for.
Out there in the cold, getting lonely, getting old. Can
Such
you
a good
feel
song.
me?
Such a good song.
Such a great band.
Oh, an
amazing band. Okay, so Ken, go ahead and talk about your Bears for a second, since you're at the top of the alphabet here. Who all did you get?
Is he back?
Uh-oh.
No, I don't. He's gone.
He'll be back.
Fine. Be that way.
Gosh. Be that way. Only Bears fans do.
Here
Wasn't
comes
something he said?
the one, the only, the best forehead in the business, Jamie Malloy.
Forehead is in the building, everybody.
Hey, what's up, Jamie?
What's good, forehead? I mean, Jamie.
Whoa.
Okay, so the Bears made a few moves. They traded right away just before the tampering period started to get their center after, surprisingly, their 27-year-old Pro Bowl center, Drew Dahlman, retired. They traded with the Patriots and got Garrett Bradbury. What does everybody think of that news?
I think he's a solid. I think he's a solid center.
What do you think, Megan?
Ditto. I was surprised more about Dolman than the signing. I thought he could have gone 1 or 2 years more. The signing is what they need, as Will said. So I guess good.
Yeah, the reason
I bet Megan is mad at the Chiefs. I think she's more disappointed in Walker.
I'm more. No, hang on. To address that, Nick, I'm more pissed off. Excuse my language at K9 because I just ordered his freaking Super Bowl MVP jersey at the Pro Shop in Seattle.
So I'm going to touch on more. It's solid because you know what, you're replacing a position you needed right away. Didn't hesitate, and it stinks about Dahlman retiring early, but we don't know what caused it. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, but you addressed it right away when you needed it to. So good on the Bears, even though I don't like the Bears.
Chicken Nugget, what do you? Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Oh,
go ahead, Megan.
Sorry. I was just going to say, I wish Dolman the best. If it is concussion related, it makes sense. But Will's right. We don't know. It could be something that we're not even thinking about. So. Yeah, I wish him the best. As I said, I could have seen him going two more years, but we don't know. So, yeah, I'm with Will. But great move to, as Will said, fill that position straight away.
And they got a starting center in the NFL for a 5th-round pick. That's a great move. I'm sorry, I don't care who you are. If you're getting a starting center, you're taking his contract. Oh, chicken nugget. What's up, Boston Paul? Good to see you, brother. Yes, that's Boston Paul, one of my
Oh,
co-hosts of the baseball roundtable talks I do on Saturday nights.
oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
here's
good.
Chicken Nugget
Okay.
back.
Oh yeah, I'm back now. I'm back now.
Uh,
Uh,
What's that? What do you think of the Garrett Bradbury trade to the Bears? I think it was a good move. What do you think?
I definitely agree. It was a good move, hell of a move for the Bears. I think that was just more of playing chess, not checkers. And
Mhm.
you know, if you really want to fulfill that position, that spot, then you have to definitely make a trade and make it happen, right away. Because Dahlman pulled a Frank Ragnow move. He pulled that one on the fans out there in Chicago. But at the end of the day, it was smart to go for Bradbury and just see what he can do and flourish and be poised, be right away ready because Caleb likes his guys to snap fast. So yeah, just
Mhm.
go out there, play your best football, and make it happen. And this is a physical game, so Dahlman's gonna have to rest for a while and think about it. If he's ready to come back to play ball, then he'll be ready to come back and play ball. But right now, it's a physical game. It could take a toll on you. So I think that was the best wise decision to retire.
And before we get to Jamie, I want because we discussed this last week because of that cryptic post by McGovern that we thought that was a ploy to get the talk started and he would probably be re-signed. And lo and behold, he got re-signed. Congratulations, Jamie. We
To
both
the
called it.
to the surprise of
So,
no
JB, I wanted
one.
to ask you real quick.
Yeah,
Wasn't Brad
I do. I mean, I am sad to see David Edwards go, but if we had to keep one of them, McGovern was more important. I'd rather keep the center than the guard. But the good news is he's the only guy they lost on the starting O line. And if you would have told
Right.
me that at the end of the day, 4 of the 5 starters would still return on the O line, and we just lost David Edwards, I would have taken that.
Hey,
Right.
you're
I
welcome,
wanted to,
Jamie.
So
I
what do
wanted
you
to
think
ask
of
real
that?
quick. Sorry, go
So
ahead.
Jamie, what do you think of the Garrett Bradbury trade to the Bears for a 5th-round pick? I thought it was a brilliant move.
Yeah, I mean, you're giving it. You're. He's a center. Is he the center? You guys have been talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah. So, yeah, it makes sense. And plus, you're giving up. You're giving up nothing too.
No.
A 5th rounder to get him. It makes sense.
Yeah, I was happy with that. But Jamie, you being a Bills Mafia, you're welcome. Enjoy DJ. You're going to love him.
No, I'm there yet.
Hey, guess what, Ken? Remember how you said Ben Johnson's a no block, no rock guy?
Mm-hmm.
And DJ Moore did that with Chicago. Joe Brady's also he knows Joe Brady, but
Well, I'm
Joe
Bradbury.
Brady also does no block, no rock. So that's why it
Right.
fits. And don't
Yeah.
forget, we gave you. You're gonna like that we got you a 2nd round pick because it's a round that Brandon Bean typically doesn't draft well in either. So
Yeah. No,
So-
I wanted to
it's a good
touch on
trade
the
for both of us.
So
I wanted to touch on the Bradbury thing real quick because we were on that still. JB, wasn't he a Viking also?
Yep.
yeah,
He was.
he was drafted
Hold
by the
on.
Vikings. He went to the Patriots, and now he's a Bear. So he's
Okay.
back in the NFC North. Welcome home, Garrett Bradbury.
Yep.
Who we got
Mhm.
next?
Hey, can I touch this on the DJ Moore trade?
I don't-
Yeah, that was the next thing we're
I
going to
think
go to. We were going to go to that
okay.
next, anyways.
Yeah.
So DJ Moore gets traded for a 2nd-round pick. And what did you guys get a 5th-round pick with him? Is that what that
Yeah.
was?
yes, we did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was DJ Moore and a 5th-round pick to get a 2nd. It was rumored to be a 4th at first. Then it was rumored to be a 3rd. And then it ended up being a 2nd for DJ Moore and a 5th. I think it's a good move for both teams. It cleared cap for the Bears. And they finally got a solid outside wide receiver that's not named Keon Coleman.
Yeah.
So
Well, and for the Bears too. I mean, I was look at pre the trade. I was kind of against it because I like what DJ does for the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
But with with Roma Dunze there, with Luther Burn III and Jahadi Walker there, really they don't. He was a luxury. He was a luxury piece that we could keep and be fine. But by moving him and bringing youth that we have under contract for longer at cheaper, it was a good deal, and we got value back with the 2nd round pick. And for Buffalo, Josh Allen gets a legit number 1 to throw to.
Sorry, Kim,
Michael, you're too much. Get over here, Michael. You're just too much.
Gentlemen, is it just me, or is Michael kind of leaning towards obsession with Jamie's forehead?
I think he is.
Borderline, yes.
Psychologically?
So, Megan, what do
I
you
think
of
it's
the
definitely
DJ Moore
borderline.
Yeah.
Go ahead, JP.
What do you think of the DJ Moore trade?
Great move. The way it was done, brilliant picks, just an all-round good deal. You can't fault that for either team, I don't think.
And they needed to clear cap. They were over the cap at the time.
And the fact they did it in this way was
without having to cut them, without having to restructure any of that stuff. That's what I liked about it. Chicken nugget.
I liked that it was mutually beneficial. In some trades, one team gets more than the other, but because of cap space or something, the other team's just got to go, oh, well, we'll do that. It wasn't that deal. And I'm very, very pleased with it.
We'll get to all of the other things in a moment, Nick. Let us go in the order we're going, please. What do you think of that trade there, Chicken Nugget?
I think it's a win for both parties because absolutely it helps, Josh Allen get a qualified weapon at wide receiver with DJ Moore. And he's done some electrifying things with the Bears. And he helped that team get playoff wins. He helped that team do some things that we've never seen before, making, clutch catches, staying in line with Caleb, getting, great chemistry with him and, doing what pro wide receivers are supposed to do, catch the ball when you need to catch the ball. It helps out for Josh pretty well. So I definitely like that. Then also with the Bears, it just thinks of, getting more youthful, getting more energized, getting more fresh legs that they can, depend on down the line. So I definitely like it. It's a win-win for both parties, like I said.
Hey, and let me add to what Chicken Nugget said real quick. If this would have been the Bears under Ryan Pace, I might have gone, oh, fuck. Because Ryan Pace did not draft well. But if you look at Ryan Poles in the first and second round the last couple of years,
he's been decent.
He hits. Yeah.
All right, Will?
Jimmy, I got one word for your Bills. Finally, a number 1 receiver Josh Allen can throw to.
I know, right?
That's it. Done.
Okay. And Jamie, what's your take?
It's kind of funny how I think it makes sense because he knew Joe Brady in Carolina when Joe Brady was the OC.
Don't remind me.
And obviously it does give the Bills a number 1. But what I think is funny though is I think it's funny how all last year Brandon Beane caught heat for not getting the Bills the player that they needed. Yep. And I think this was kind of a stroke of genius with what Brandon Beane did. I think what he did was he went through the whole season, threw McDermott under the bus, blamed him for not winning the Super Bowl, right? Fired him, and then all of a sudden under the new OC, he goes and gets a new wide receiver. And I have one word for that. What Beane did to McDermott, I'm going to say sabotage.
Mike, good to see you, brother.
Mike.
So,
cheers, brother.
What's up, Mike?
What's up, fellas?
So,
What up,
I'll ask you about the 2
Fellas?
moves I just talked about. I thought
Fellas?
it was a brilliant move
Megan.
after Drew Dahlman retired that the Bears traded a 5th-round pick to get Garrett Bradbury. I thought that was a good move because they needed a center, and at least he's a starting center in the NFL. It's not a horrible move at all.
I mean, he's all right as long as. I mean, he did all right for the Vikings. I mean, he was hit and miss, So he had a good year last year. So.
And they only gave up a 5th-round pick for him, so I thought it was a great move after Dahlman retired.
I was retrieving my dinner when you guys started to talk about this, but let me add one thing too.
Oh,
Drew Dahlman, he's the center we pick up Joe Tooney's college road game roommate. And by the way, if you're playing next to Tooney on either his left or his right, that makes you a little bit better because you're playing next to Tooney. It's like if you're playing with Jordan, your game gets elevated a little bit. If you're playing with Tooney on the old line, your game gets elevated a little bit. You know what I mean?
Comparing Jordan to Tooney.
Well, I'm not, but I mean,
No.
just the scenario there. And the thing I liked about the best, JB, the Bears wasted no time.
That's what I
Within
said
72
earlier.
hours, a deal was done and the replacement was there, and they've been very efficient. And I was really happy with that.
You know, Steve, there was a time when Bradbury was thrown to the ground with one hand.
And this
Yeah.
one time at band camp,
26
But you know what?
of the year with the
Every offensive lineman at one point or another has been stiff-armed into the turf by a defender.
Yeah,
Yep.
just
No,
ask
100%.
the Packer fan about Tony Mandarich.
No,
I mean,
hey,
it happens.
Hey,
we're not.
Look, it happens. It's a part of the game.
Bad about Bradbury. He kept Cousins on his feet. Most of the time with Minnesota. So
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like Ken said,
I think he's talking about the rag doll that BJ Raji did to him to take you guys out of the playoffs that year.
Oh God,
Right.
DJ Raji.
oh yeah, he's definitely talking about that game.
Because
But
Raji just sort of like stiff-armed Bradbury into the ground, and he was never the same after that for a minute.
wow, 1,200 yards and 11 touchdowns for DJ Moore. That'd be quite a season.
That will be a heck of a season.
He was a load, BJ Raji.
Yeah, BJ Raji was a beast.
Yeah.
He was special.
Yeah, of course it's a downgrade. You're talking about losing a Pro Bowl caliber center to somebody that because he retired out of the blue, and we still don't know why. We don't know if it's CTE. We don't know if it's some inoperable thing that he has that can't be fixed.
And look, he was good. He was decent enough. He was good enough to be the starting center for the AFC Championship team. And I think, he was ranked 29 last year at his position. I think he improves a bit just by playing with Tooney right next to him. I think that improves his grade a little bit. And you got a starting NFL center off the defending AFC champs. That's not a bad thing.
For a fifth rounder.
Yeah, for a fifth rounder.
So I remember last week when we were talking about this, we knew the Lions didn't have the money to get Linderbaum. And I said, take that out of the equation. Jamie and I agreed that McGovern would probably get re-signed because of his cryptic post about how he hadn't been contacted yet. And then all of a sudden, 4 days later, he's still a Bill. And I said, with me knowing this ahead of time, the guy I want the Lions to sign is Cade Mays.
Ooh, okay.
And 1 hour after the free agency tampering period happened, what happened? The Lions signed Cade Mays.
That was a big signing.
I love the move because it's 3 years for $25 million.
Yep,
It's good
it's a good
numbers.
move.
Mhm.
It really is.
A decent move. Decent.
Good. Solid.
And I'm not saying Linderbaum doesn't deserve it. He's been like the number one center for how many years in a row now? So, you know what? He deserved a market-setting deal. Did he deserve $27 million? No, but the Raiders had it to give, so that's on them.
Well, look, and one other thing. Yeah, did the Raiders overpay? Yeah, that's the tax you pay for day one of free agency.
And
Hey,
being a
I'll be
bad
right
team,
back.
getting a great player.
100% King.
Okay.
Huh?
That's the thing. When you are a bad team and you have a bad record and you're picking first overall, guess what you have to do to get great talent?
Overpay.
You have to overpay.
And it's day one. So you're going to overpay just for the fact it's day one. Linderbaum making more than Sewell? No way. I don't see why that's an issue. To be honest with you.
Thank you, Moonscar. Good to see you, brother.
Hey, Moonscar.
So I think that was a great move because if you look at the 6 games he played and how he ranked in those 6 games, for the season, Cade may have been the 23rd ranked center. But in the games he played, those last 6 games, do you realize he was the 6th best center by PFF those weeks? Each
They
week.
don't care. They don't care.
Each week. Wow. Okay, I didn't know that.
It doesn't
So-
work when you're trash talking when you say stuff like that, JB. Stop.
I know. It's you know what? Frank Ragnow was the highest paid center at the time when he retired, if I remember right. Was he not?
He was pretty. I think he was.
He was. He
He
was.
was the highest paid center in the league when we extended him, and he retired. And he was just under $20 million a year.
Does someone want to explain to Joseph why it's important that they have a really good center in Vegas this year?
The center's one of the most important positions in the NFL, Joseph. So it's not whatever that it's a center.
All I know
Ask
is
the Bills what would have happened if they didn't re-sign McGovern.
A center. Look, people don't understand the center carries everything in the trenches, literally.
Yep.
Exactly.
Just like a nose tackle, it carries everything in the trenches.
the quarterback tells the center with a signal, and the center communicates what the protections are supposed to be for that play down the line. That is how it works. And they are the anchor.
You are going to have the number 1 overall pick quarterback, rookie quarterback, as your starter day 1 in Vegas. You want the best center you can possibly get to give him the ball and to be his other half, if you will, in the offense. And look, at the center is the captain of the rest of the offense. The quarterback may wear the C, but the center anchors and captains that offensive line to success or not non-success. I mean, look when the Bears 2 years ago, yeah, we were pretty good at guard and tackle. We were decent. We had the worst center in the league, and it showed.
Yes.
Yeah, because look, Aleem McNeil had 2 sacks that game.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about that anymore.
Yes, you do.
I just had to bring it up.
Move along.
Moving along.
Moving along. Nothing to see here.
Yeah.
But now we'll get to the big news, which was Mike Evans, fully healthy, recovered, ready to go. And Tampa Bay says, see ya. After 10 straight years of 1,000-yard or 11 straight years of 1,000-yard seasons, and that's whether he played the entire year or not.
Yeah.
He gets to go to San Francisco, where he automatically is the number 1, hands down, no question.
100% JB.
And the fact that Emeka Ibuka played so good last year is what made it so they could do that. That, and up until Jalen McMillan hurt his leg, he was looking like he was going to be the 3, and Ibuka wasn't even playing yet. Remember that?
Yes.
Ibuka wasn't even playing yet. Ibuka charged onto the field and took that 3 spot over. Right now, he might end up the 1, because I'm going to tell you right now, Chris Godwin never looked the same when Mike Evans was off the field. He never looked the same. His numbers were never as good. It's that whole Antonio Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster thing I talked about. Juju Smith-Schuster led the team in receiving yards the last year AB was there. AB leaves. They give him number 1 money. What happens? Oh, he's playing like a 2.
And you know what? I agree with JB 100%. This is, yeah. I have nothing else more to say about that.
It's a great move for the 49ers. I mean, they figure out they get a cap number that's actually not bad for Evans. Was it 12 million?
Yeah,
was it 12 million for him?
Yeah.
Right? Was that the price tag, JB?
12.5, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, that's a phenomenal deal for him. And
yeah,
he goes back, he's a California kid who's been in Tampa for the last decade, but look at he goes there.
True.
You got him, you got Kittle, you got McCaffrey. It definitely puts San Francisco back into the talk, even though they were still in the talk last year on duct tape and bubble gum. Well, guess what? Now you don't need as much duct tape and bubble gum to make this engine hum.
And thank God they play on a grass field, even with all those injuries.
Yeah, I mean,
So
great move for the 49ers. I don't know, maybe Tampa. I mean, look at Tampa. They kept Cade Otton, which was great, but they got to start looking for some youth and start. I can understand why Tampa lets him go, because I can't have both these guys retire at the same time. If I lose one now and I get a rookie, a young guy, and now when I lose the other one, maybe I have a year or two under my belt on the young kid. So I'm not all of a sudden in a situation where, oh shit, I need 2 wide receivers.
So I want to say something real quick on that.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised. I know he's a running back, but they're going to probably play more as receiver. You know who signed with the Buccaneers? Kenneth Gainwell. He's a receiving back. I wouldn't be surprised because they have Bucky Irving and they have Sean Tucker. Wouldn't be surprised if they try to convert Kenneth Gainwell to a receiving.
Well,
that helps.
He's going to be the scat back because Bucky Irving is the north and south runner. He basically took over when Rashad White started slacking in production and started getting hurt. That's the odd man out there now that they got Gainwell. Rashad White.
Yeah, he's out.
Where did they get Gainwell from? Remind me.
Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh. He was the one that was breaking all those big swing and screen passes for 20 to 40 yards at a clip last year.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, he played under Jalen Warren.
It makes their passing game.
Hey, he did good with Pittsburgh.
People look at Tampa.
If I'm not mistaken, he did good in Pittsburgh.
Yes, he did.
And you look at Tampa now and you go, oh my God, your passing game just got worse. But then you look at exactly what Chicken Nugget said. Look at you got a scat back who will break off some runs with yards after the catch. You're actually made your pass game more dynamic than a predictable 2 wide receiver and the occasional tight end pass.
That's what I'm saying.
Now you got to watch all 3 levels.
Yeah.
Yep. And here's the surprising thing out of that South region, and it's on the AFC side. They let Travis Etienne walk away from the Jaguars, their best weapon in the running back room. And where does he go? The New Orleans Saints. With Tyler Shook and the way he played, hitting the screen passes and the swing passes, which is Etienne's bread and butter.
Are you surprised Alvin Kamara didn't get cut today?
Yes. That is something.
You know one thing I want to touch on that real fast.
Wait, let's go around the horn. Let Megan talk about it. What do you think of that move for the Saints? What do you think about what the Jags did letting him walk?
This is the one that actually blows my mind even more than Boye Mafe, which I'm sure we'll talk about, to the Bengals. I love Travis Etienne. I have had him in fantasy for 2 years, got me to 3rd place with others in fantasy. This blew my mind. Of all the teams to get him, okay, they don't re-sign him, which first blew my mind. But the Saints?
Yeah, and then look, you replace Etienne with Chris Rodriguez, who's 20% of the running back that Travis Etienne is.
Oh, God.
That's what I can't work out.
Allen from Syracuse, who they drafted.
Well, yeah, they drafted him last year, and he's okay, but that's not the same as Etienne.
It's not Etienne. Yeah. And of all the teams that do that, the Saints, because I correct me if I'm wrong, gentlemen, the Saints don't have a lot of coin.
I got it. David, I'll let you in, but I cannot have you talking over people. We're doing a structured show. I'm trying to keep it going in a structured manner.
Understand you, Jeremy. I've been watching for the last couple minutes. Go for it, dude.
Okay. So, Chicken Nugget, what do you think of the Travis Etienne to the Saints?
Splash, because number one, he's a hometown guy. He's from New Orleans. Number two, he can run the hell out of the ball. 3, he's a very, very elusive back. I think he can really carry that offense pretty well. I don't know what their decisions is with Alvin Kamara, but I think he can definitely hold up pretty well with that offensive line over there, and just show some flashes of what he would, show when he was with the Jags. So I think it's a great move for him.
I think this is the sign that Kamara will be out the door.
So
yeah, I don't.
Great.
One sec. Who's next, JB? Is it Jamie or
it's you?
Oh, it's on me. Okay, cool. Yeah, he's from Louisiana. I watched him play closely because JB knows I'm a Clemson fan. This guy can receive and run really well. I know Trevor Lawrence is gonna miss him a lot, but you know what? Like you said, Tyler Shook's bread and butter is the
screen
What is
and
it?
swing plays.
Screen and swing plays, and ETN's gonna love it. So you know what? Good for him. He's going home. Yeah, it's French for Steven Etienne.
Yes, but Travis
But
is, as has been said, he's from New Orleans, which is what
yeah,
I'm referring to.
yeah, which is, well, New Orleans, the French Quarter. Come on. But anyways, Mike Johnson, what is your take on the Travis Etienne thing?
Well, Kamara's been, on the fence about getting out of there for a while, so I think it's a good pickup. Get some fresh blood in there, and it's going to revive that running game. So, like, I agree with you. It just kind of solidified, him out the door, and somebody's going to pick up Kamara and try to revitalize his career. But I really think it's going to be, kind of like a Dalvin Cook type deal. Somebody's going to pay him a bunch of money to come in and think he's still going to be, the back that he used to be. So, but good luck to him.
What the heck?
Goodbye.
Gross. Ooh.
I got rid of it.
I'm
It
scarred
won't.
for life now.
Yeah,
I'm
that
glad
was
a visual.
bad.
That is a visual I did not need to go with. Thank you.
Yeah, I know. Jamie, what's your take on Travis Etienne?
Goodbye, Travis Etienne. It was nice to know you. And when we beat you in the playoffs last year at Jacksonville, now you could go have fun with Kellen Moore and who them say they're gonna beat them Saints with Tyler Shuck at QB.
Who? The Panthers.
Hey,
Okay.
you guys made some good moves, but we'll get to that. David, what's your take on the Travis Etienne being cut from the Jags and going to the Saints?
Anytime when you're a player, anytime you can go home, you can go home in your prime, like Travis Etienne is right now. I think it's a great move for him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know much about their offensive line, so I can't really say. But Alvin Kamara has looked good behind it, and I think Alvin Kamara is gone. I don't see them keeping Kamara, and
Right.
yeah.
That's the thing. It's going to clear cap because they did that restructure, and this is the year where they could clear about another 5 to 10 million in cap by getting rid of Kamara. I think this is the writing on the wall because Travis Etienne is 3 times the back that Kamara is. Do you realize that Kamara, even when healthy, has never rushed for 1,000 yards in a season?
Really?
Not once. It's been total yardage that he gets over 1,000 yards.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Well. I guess so. I mean, I don't know what Etienne is as a pass catching back either.
Oh, he's amazing.
Solid.
Okay, well,
He's really solid.
Remember, he
Watch
went to
his
school with
Clemson highlights.
yeah, he went to Clemson with
T-Law.
T-Law, Trevor Lawrence, Sunshine, as I like to call him, like from Remember the Titans. He's going to miss him. I mean, Bashal Tutin, he is a good running back. We saw that, but he's like a north and south ground and pound 3 yards in a cloud of dust guy, which every team needs that. No matter what you think, every team needs that ground and pounder for when they get the third and short or get near the goal line. You need a guy like that.
Kyle Monungai.
Right. Kyle Monungai, David Montgomery.
Yeah.
And for the price we got him, even though we traded Montgomery away, and I'm going to get to that right now because now it's time to talk that side of it.
I see him.
You started off on the Travis Etienne thing.
No, yeah, I didn't start it. I just asked you a
Yes,
question.
you did.
Yeah, you
I
did.
just asked him a question. I said, is Kamara gone? And he said, yes. Look,
No,
mostly everything you guys already said, but I mean, I was a little shocked because of the bet. Like that was Trevor's security blanket, 8 years together. That's that you're not going to replace that relationship on the field, and it translates more off on the field than people think. I was a little shocked that the Jags, who are trying to be a playoff contender perennial, let that happen the way it did. To me, that was pretty surprising. But otherwise, I mean, pretty much lockstep. And look, if they keep Kamara, that's not a bad thing because now it's a two-headed monster. And look, you have to respect Kamara still. But a backfield of Kamara and NTN, That sounds pretty formidable.
Yep. Steve Israel, if you're asking me right now off the top of my head in the NFC, I think the Panthers made some of the best moves I've seen in free agency. And the other one, as much as I hate to say it, it's the Raiders on the AFC side. They did so much to help their team. And the Ravens are dirty dogs for how they did the Crosby trade.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing about the Raiders and the spending spree right there is now they have to add Max Crosby back into the fold.
No.
All of a
That's
sudden,
where wait. His contract never left. It would have happened at 4 p.m. today. It was already on their books.
Yep.
they're not. This is gonna, with all that they've signed. These are all going to be These are all going to be 1 year jobs, dude, because they're going to have to restructure a whole bunch of contracts.
Not true. That's not true. I looked it up.
Yep.
Max Crosby is still on their books already. Tyler Linderbaum's on their books already. Quiddy Pay, because they were all free agents prior to the 9th.
Yep.
They got put right into the contracts. They still had $55 million in cap room after this.
Yep. Oh, and wait. They still have almost another $100 million next year on the cap.
Right.
All those guys already on the books. The Raiders are flush with cash.
So
and the reason why Crosby's still there is that Baltimore, found out that he popped a fucking UA for Fent.
Dude.
No, that's not. That was a fake one.
That doesn't wash.
Let's wait on Max until we get to Max because we weren't on Max yet.
Yeah, we weren't on Max, but I'm going to say right now. What the discussion was, what two teams won free agency with what they spent and signed? It's the Panthers and Raiders to me.
Yes.
Does anybody disagree with that, with what they got right now?
No, and I'll touch on the Panthers once.
We'll talk about it in a minute. I just wanted to...
No.
I'll touch on Seattle.
What's wrong, David? You're saying no.
I kind of like who the Bears have signed.
Well, I do too, but I don't know if they won the.
They did.
I can't say that they won, but they did a lot for little.
Yeah, but the question was who won.
Who won the first part of free agency right now? And right now, with the amount that they got and the rates they got them at, for me, it's the Panthers and the Raiders. Notice I didn't toot my own team's horn. I'm happy with what we did. I'm very happy.
Same.
I'm gonna have to say the Raiders by picking up Jalen Naylor though too.
Yeah,
that was good too.
Yeah.
They did a lot of. They did do a lot of good for Fernando Mendoza when Mendoza comes in. Anytime that you can give a rookie like that a center like Linderbaum, that's huge. It's gigantic.
Right. And that was the part I was talking about, because he was a free agent and they signed him immediately. His contract immediately counted on Sport Track. It isn't being held behind like the other guys they signed.
3 years, $81 million. That's huge, dude.
Oh, that's huge. But at the same time, they had it. That $81 million is 27 in 1 year, not 81. All those numbers combined, when that's what everybody's looking at. Oh, they signed $283 million worth of people. I was like, yeah, but that's not the average per year. You take it down to the average per year, they haven't even spent $70 million yet. That's why they have $55 million left.
Yeah.
They still got room to add 2 more players and sign all their draft picks. I say losers and free agents for AFC tied between the Chiefs and Jets. Jets for picking up Smith and Chiefs for letting a lot of their defense walk. This is true. But at the same time, they're going to get a lot this draft with the draft picks they got for Trent McDuffie.
Again, with the Chiefs, I mean, that's you can say what you want about it, and you can say anything else, but it goes back to Patrick Mahomes, $475 million contract, restructured for like the 6th year in a row. Yep. I mean, they restructure his contract yearly.
Every other year. It's every other year. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Because if you do it every year, remember it was a 10-year and a 50 million average per year.
It was a 12-year 400. The original contract was 12 years 425 million.
All right,
and that has been reworked
No,
at
I'm
least
still
5
here.
times.
No. Real quick, I want Will to go over his Panther moves.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going off on. I don't mean to do it. I'm sorry, Jeremy.
Oh no, I have time, JB. Or do you just want me to go off of it real quick, like right?
Just do you got to leave in 10 minutes. Do your team. Talk about your team.
So we got Jalen Phillips, which was a great signing. People think we overpaid, but the guy ran a 3-4 defense with Philly, and and he has the flexibility to go to the 4-3. We also signed Kenny Pickett. Yes, everybody's like, oh, he has small hands, but he's a young backup. He's 27 years old. Our current backup is 38-year-old Andy Dalton, who will probably be traded or released. Then we got the big hit, I think, Devin Lloyd. Devin Lloyd is solid pass rusher, and he also can drop in pass coverage.
And you got him in his prime. Isn't he like
and
28?
we got him in his prime. Then we got center Luke Fortner. He's a short-term answer after losing Cade Mays and is a better at pass blocking, only allowing 3 sacks last year. Next, we got tackle Stone Forsythe, 27 starts in 5 years, most at right tackle, but some at left because we got him because we don't know the status of our left tackle, Ika Makwanu, because he is recovering from a ruptured patella. And that's a long recovery for all we know. We also just got, a few hours ago, John Mechie. Fun fact, I actually got to meet John Mechie at a Panthers game. He played for the Texans and the Jets. We also, yesterday, re-signed David Moore, receiver, who's a veteran receiver, Isaiah Simmons, who's bounced around, and he could play linebacker, he could play whatever, but he's a good veteran, and Thomas Incoom, who I don't know much about. We also, big thing we did, just like the Lions, how they restructured Goff, we restructured Derek Brown's contract.
And cleared 15 million in cap,
which was huge.
What does everybody think about the moves that the Panthers made? I think they spent wisely. They made room at the end of it, so that means they're in play for something still. If you think about that, they did that move to restructure that contract today. I think they're still in play for another free agent or two.
What do you think they go for, JB?
I don't know, but I don't know because it just happened.
Yeah, very solid from them. No huge surprises. I mean, I don't follow obviously the Panthers as much as Will does, but I think I think they can be well pleased with what they've done and what they can still do. I think.
And I think their moves makes them stay where they're still a contender for that division, just because I don't think that division's that great.
It's a weak I think Carolina wins the division by 3 or 4 games this year. I'm calling it.
The NFC South, that is the NFC South, yes.
Yep.
That might be the weakest division in football, bar none, and has been for at least half a decade. It always, well, I'm sorry, since Brady left, which has been 3 years, 4 years. It just seems like every year that the South comes down to a 500 team or a team a game over 500, and they get their ass kicked opening round.
So
I'd rather see
just to go there, because if you think about it, ever since Brady left the AFC East, it's been the same thing with the Bills winning everything and everybody else sucking.
Yes.
So I think those are the 2 weakest divisions in football right now. Yeah. And I think the Patriots are a little better, but they're going to come down to earth a little bit this year because they just lost their anchor. They haven't signed a free agent center. So they're going to have to try to get a rookie. It's what it's looking like. Miami, we don't know if they're going to be better because they just got the backup from the Packers as their starter in Malik Willis. They cut Tua.
That was probably
They traded away some people.
dude. And what's wild about that was them cutting Tua.
I'll get you, Mike.
$99 million in dead cap over the next 2 years, dude.
They should have put him on the trade block because it would have dropped that dead cap number to 52. But anyways, Mike, what's your take on that?
I think Quinn Ewers is going to give Malik Willis a run for his money as a starter down there.
He could because he didn't look bad, but he didn't look great either. He just looked average. And
yeah, but he only played a couple games. But he had flashes in the pan. Once he got comfortable, I mean, his first game he actually looked like horrible. But his second and third game, he actually ran that offense very good.
Yep. Jamie, what do you think about that? The cutting of Tua and all this with Miami and everything. And
you know,
back to what Will said.
You know what though? They stuck to their guns. You know, Hadley came in and he said, "My first order of business is to let Tua go," and he did. But I think no matter who they replaced him with, I think they had to let him go just for his health because he's still one hit away from, you know, something really, really bad happening to him. And I mean, they had to protect his health.
Hasn't it been 2 full seasons since his last concussion now?
Yep.
I know, but you just never know. It could still happen at any time to him. So you want to be safe.
I don't think so. The difference is Malik Willis actually played some games and won. Justin Fields, not really.
Boston Fields.
Yeah, Tua is 2 concussions away from a Stephen Hawking's movie.
Oh,
I don't think he's even two. I don't think he's two. I think one solid shot where his head bounces off the turf is going to be it. That's going to be no more. Tua, you went to the tent and you never left the tent.
Oh, Kirk Cousins to the Steelers?
Wait, whoa.
There was talk about that yesterday, yeah.
Okay, Megan, go ahead.
Yeah, that's
My brother had a very severe concussion that nearly killed him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I went into neuroscience. I wasn't surprised Tua got cut. I was surprised it took them this long because even though he hasn't had a concussion for 2 years, the next one is what they could be, what they call the mother load, that either ends up in an aneurysm, stroke, or anything. So I'm speaking from experience. My brother was in a coma for 4 weeks with a concussion, not from football or anything. Does this mean Tua retires now? I mean, who's going to take the risk?
He's signed with Atlanta.
Atlanta signed him. Atlanta signed him.
Atlanta signed him. Oh, okay.
Yep.
I hadn't heard.
So you got.
He's going to be their QB. He's going to be their QB until Penix comes back.
Yeah, here's the thing about Penix. Or Penix. They got a guy whose both knees have been operated on since he's been in college and to the pros. And then they got a guy who basically, I remember the first major concussion, and they let him come back in that game and said it wasn't a concussion. And then the next week, within the first 2 drives, he had another concussion. Both times, as much as I hate to say it, because it's the only way to describe it, you guys ever watch the old movies of Woodstock?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen when Joe Cocker was singing with a little help from his friends?
Yes, when he was blind.
This is what Tua looked like laying on the ground. Joe Cocker singing with a little help from my friends.
Brother looked like. My brother's brain.
That's called fencing. It's not supposed to be a joke. It's funny, but that's exactly what he looked like laying on the ground when it happened.
My brother was in an ambulance going to hospital. They had the straps on the stretcher. My brother ended on the floor of the ambulance because his brain was so distressed. He didn't know what he was doing, and he picked up a friend who's 3 times his size and threw him against a brick wall. Has no memory of doing it. People saw him do it, but because of the brain, as fragile as it is.
When your brain is in that mode, and that's why you see the mentally challenged and how strong they are, They don't know how strong they are. They don't limit themselves because they don't have that filter in their brain about what their limits are. If we could unlock the potential of the human body with our own mind, you guys don't even realize how strong we all actually
the brain
are.
is still so unknown as
Okay,
well.
go,
I
JB.
study it, so yeah.
I got head
All right.
out, JB.
Well, talk about your channel
Thank you,
real quick,
Will.
guys,
Good to
before
Sorry,
you go.
guys. I've got errands to run, unfortunately. I'll be back here next Wednesday, WVOX18. I do comic book content. But you guys can find me here on Wednesdays and sometimes on Fridays. I join JB.
All right. Thanks, Will.
Sorry
Have
I
a good
gotta
night.
go
Will.
so soon, but
Have a good night,
everybody
Will.
have a great
Yeah,
night.
well.
Thank you, Will. Good to see
I'm
you.
going to move Jamie
Have a good
in
night,
your
Will.
spot.
All right.
Oh,
he's
top
always
row,
been-
Jamie's
Jamie.
going to get a top dog, and we're going to move David up here to make it even because I like even.
Oh, yes, I was going to say. I was going to say I
It's
like
more
it.
uniform this way. Nobody's getting rode
Well,
over
it's
by
because
the
you're a little
tag.
odd. It's because you're a little odd, JB. That's what it is.
Oh, you say that like you say that as a Bears fan,
Let me
Ken?
hop out
Watch
and
your
come back in.
mouth, sir.
So I'm going to go back to that. Oh, and Mike's gone. All right. I want to go back to that trade I started to talk about just prior to free agency. You know, after he clowned the media for saying, "Oh, Demo told you that," the very next day, that Monday, David Montgomery gets traded to the Texans for Juice Scruggs, an offensive lineman who didn't give up a sack in 377 snaps, a 4th rounder, and a 7th rounder. I think it was a good move for both David Montgomery, the Texans, and the Lions.
I'll tell you what, Jeremy. I like that. I like the statistic about the no sack thing because and I won't mention this again. We traded for Bradbury. Bradbury played all last year, didn't give up a 1 sack at all.
What he did do, in the same as Juice Scruggs, they were averaging about 3.4 pressures against per game. They gave up pressures, but they did not give up sacks.
They don't
And I
give
want to
up
make
sacks,
that
and I like that.
right because they don't let go. They're either going to get a penalty or the guy's going to get pancaked, is what happens. So, Mike, what do you think about the trade there?
I think it's just a signing, thing that, they're just going to get rid of, Joe Mixon.
And they did.
Yeah. And this is my hometown team. I'm a Vikings fan, but I'm a season ticket holder to the Texans. I think they made a big mistake, when they paid as much money, to Mixon when he came over from, the Bengals, and we're all pissed off about it. We ran through 3 other running backs, and, what do we have? Singletary, and who else do we have? I mean, 2 other no name running backs.
You had Chubb.
Nick Chubb, but he couldn't stay healthy.
Right.
So we needed somebody who was proven. David Montgomery was underused in Detroit. I'm sorry. He was just overshadowed.
He was overshadowed because of Gibbs emerging. But when somebody say he was underused, if you actually look at his snap count and his carries from the year before, it was only 15 less carries.
No, I'm not saying he wasn't underused. He was overshadowed.
Right.
Jamar Gibbs is a number 1 back. He's an elite back. David Montgomery is an elite back, but he just didn't fit the profile like Gibbs. I'm sorry.
Right.
Now he's going to be an elite back in a number 1 profile back in Houston. It's his time to shine.
Right.
Oh, wait, but I had a Lions fan that's also a Texans fan because he lives in Texas. He said, Woody Marks is going to be our 1. I said, if you think Woody Marks is better than David Montgomery, you bumped your head.
No, he's not. And he's gonna come right in, and he's gonna be the number 1 back.
Right.
Nick Chubb, if he sticks around, he's gonna be a rotational back. And that's what it's gonna be. Mixon's out. We're gonna have a little bit of a cap hit for it, but oh well, so be it. We're all pissed off. You know,
Right.
and it is what it is, you know, but
I think it was a good move for both teams is all I'm getting at.
it really was, you know, because we really suffered in play action. We really suffered on the ground game. It was just a horrible run year, you know, for the Texans.
Right. Jamie?
All I know is I think it was a good move because the Monty trade left the station, and now the Lions fans, you're gonna have to bring on the juice for Juice Scruggs.
Yep. Chicken nugget?
Sorry.
Honestly, I'm gonna miss Demo. I'm gonna miss him very well. The guy plays complementary football pretty well. You know, he could definitely get his touches going. You know, and get in rhythm when he wants to get in rhythm. So we didn't utilize him this year the way we wanted to, but next year when he goes to the Texans, I think he's going to be much more than what he had here. And he's going to get his carries. And we definitely won the trade, and they won the trade as well. So both parties is a win-win. We definitely did well with getting a depth piece at the offensive line, Juice Scruggs. So, things are going to be good for us and for them.
Right. Megan?
I am sad to see Demo go. I loved him in a Lions uniform. Again, had him a couple of times in fantasy. Yeah, I think win-win for both. I think Juice, the name alone, is going to be one.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Like
It's an awesome name.
Like if he's not called OJ, I mean, I'm allergic to oranges, but something of that, maybe not OJ, but something of that nature with that name, you've missed out. Yeah, I think win-win for both. I'm looking forward to see, as much as I dislike the Texans, and I do, I'm looking forward to see how Demo goes in that scheme and that with the coaches and what he's got in there.
I hope they fix their interior O-line, because right after they did that, the next announcement was they traded away Tyrus Howard for a 5th rounder. But go ahead, Ken.
Well, say you skipped me on Tua too.
No, I didn't. I was just adding on.
You were not.
I know, right? I got skipped on the Tua thing. I got skipped on Demo on Monty.
Are you sensing a trend?
I'm telling you, man.
Okay, let him talk.
So on Tua, look, it makes sense. New head coach, new regime, fresh start. He knows the quarterback they signed. He knows. I like the signing, the release of Tua and the signing of Willis for them. I think that works for what Miami's trying to do. They're not taking anyone to the rape cave anytime soon, but it's good building blocks for them to rebuild. On the Monty trade, I honestly think the Texans hate their quarterback because they keep taking away more and more pieces to protect him. The offensive line, they take. Oh, we'll take weapons. And finally they said, well, we don't want people to know we hate him. Let's at least get him a good running back. And they did. They got Monty. I love Monty. So good deal for them. But I swear they hate their quarterback because they keep losing protection in Houston. Look, a good deal for them. And look, and then when you fast forward to what the Lions later did, which we'll get to, I think it kind of worked out for them. They got a little something that the Lions needed in the trade, and they were able to pretty much replace Monty later on down the road with what they did last night. So that's where I am on those. What's the next one there that you don't skip me on, JB?
Well, I'm going to start with you because it's exactly what you alluded to. And then last night in free agency, when everybody thought the Lions were done, we signed Isaiah Pacheco to a 1-year, $1.81 million deal as a prove-it deal because he has had some health concerns. I think that's brilliant to bring him in as a running back too. What's your take, Ken?
I mean, look, if he's healthy, I don't know if I want to call it a home run, but yeah, it's great. I mean, and he doesn't have to play every down because you got Jahmyr Gibbs. But the thing is, he provides Jahmyr Gibbs much needed rest when he needs it, and another weapon that Jared Goff can throw to out of the backfield, much like Monty. But I think his yards after the catch is better than Monty. Is Pacheco. Go look at the way Kansas City used him. So that was a great deal if he can remain healthy. And if he, even if he only plays half the season, it's still a good deal for the $1 million you paid for him.
Right. I mean, we paid less than $2 million for a veteran running back in his prime.
Yeah.
How often does this happen?
Not often at all. It's like it's a good deal. I don't know if I'd call him in his prime anymore because of the injuries, but I would say a running back that still has a lot of tread in the tire and gas in the tank.
What I did know one of his assistant running back coaches. I had him on the show one time back a couple years ago, and he talked about what the problem with how Pacheco ran. He used to run same arm, same leg. Do you know what I'm talking about? When your right leg went up, your right hand went up. When your left leg went up, your left hand went up, which actually hurts your speed for your first step. It's harder to get up to your top speed. It was Torrey Harmon, and he actually worked with him on it. And that was the year when he was healthy, had that really big year running because he wasn't running the same way. I just wanted to mention that because that was 2 seasons ago. Megan, what do you think about that pickup?
I think it's a good one. I've always liked him. It's one of those ones you kind of look at and think, okay, I can see the benefits in this with not much downside. So yeah, I think it's good. I really don't have much more to say on it because I sort of haven't had a chance to look today. But yeah, I think a good signing each way.
Chicken nugget.
Pop. Isaiah Pacheco got 2 rings, 7th rounder. He worked pretty well with Patrick Mahomes, had great chemistry with him. He actually is a decent power runner because he likes to run with power. He does. He's just like Demo, but different. And, he's the kind of guy that could definitely get you on fire and get you on a hot streak the way you want to get on a hot streak offensively. And I think he could definitely complement Jahmyr Gibbs well, Sonic and Shadow. That's what I see them as. So, it's a great signing. It's a hell of a steal. And I can't wait to see him put on that Lions uniform and go hard.
I went the other route. I went Sonic and Tails. Because technically Knuckles
I like that too. I like
Sonic and Tails more.
Shadow is just as fast as Sonic. We know Sonic is faster than Pacheco, but he's quicker than Monty was.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Tails is, as a fox with extra tails to make him run faster, remember? So
yeah,
I went Sonic and Tails.
Oh yeah.
Sonic and Tails.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Jamie?
The one thing I think you mentioned Chicken Nugget that he's a power runner, but I said this to Jeremy. He's a little more shiftier and faster, and he's more of a scat type of back power runner than Montgomery was just more of a smash mouth up the middle there. But Pacheco's got, I think, at least has some shiftiness to him too.
Mike, what do you think?
I mean, the kind of running back that could take a hit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just got a breaking news from NFL Network, and Ian Rappaport said that Pacheco just tore his ACL getting off the plane in Detroit. So, all your hopes and dreams are done for this year. So I guess the staying healthy didn't work.
Whoa. Now, don't be pulling a J.J. McCarthy on the poor guy, man.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah,
right?
come on. Just come on, Mike. Come on.
No,
take it easy on him, man.
seriously.
Take it easy, dude.
No,
Mike, asking for a friend, that reeks of how I take my coffee. Strong, dark, and too bitter for most. Fair assumption there, brother?
no, honestly, I bought a Pacheco card as a rookie, with the hopes that, he was going to do good. He's got flashes in the pan. He's got the ability to be great. I think that you put him in the right scenario, he's going to be, a great number 2 back. He's got the ability, to rotate in and out with, Gibbs. I think Dan Campbell is going to use him right. I think that he's going to, actually, accent Gibbs right, and he can catch the ball, out of the backfield. And I really, really think that he is going to, star, well in Detroit. So I think it's really a good pickup.
Oh, Joseph Austin, nobody said that Demo wasn't shifty and wasn't a good receiver. I heard Trey Hendrickson put his shoes on the wrong feet and failed his physical.
Well, he tripped to that.
David, what do you think about that signing?
Who, me?
Yeah, David.
Oh, Montgomery's a good back. I mean, he'll do well in Houston, and Pacheco. I mean, what can you say? You got the guy for under $2 million. He's a good running back. He proved so in Kansas City. When he's healthy, he's a good fucking back, and he can catch passes out of the fucking backfield too. You know, so I mean, it's a pretty good shot. I mean, I really haven't followed free agency signings really hard. I did follow the Max Crosby because I was interested.
Yeah, and we're gonna get to that next. That's my next big topic.
I'm sure we will, along with the Trey Hendrickson deal. I looked at Trey Hendrickson's deal, and I'm sorry, what he's making per year, there's no way I'm giving him. No way.
I kind of agree.
Not at 31. Not at 31, coming off a major core injury. No.
Right. So that's what I was getting at. Friday, we were all shocked. It happened while I was live on my show at 9:40 p.m. The news broke that the Baltimore Ravens traded 2 first-round picks to the Raiders for Max Crosby. Fast forward to the beginning of free agency. He wasn't tagged. He becomes a free agent, and he starts being shopped around. It was rumored right off the rip that the Cowboys were the more than likely landing spot for Trey Hendrickson, and then he became an afterthought because everybody's like, okay, they're going to sign him. Good. That's done. Let's get it out of the way. Then we hear about Linderbaum. Then we heard about Cade Mays, and then the other ones all kept rolling in all day long. And then we get to last night, 7:30 p.m. This is what I'm hearing happen. Hendrickson's agent calls Baltimore. A half hour later, we hear that from the Raiders first, not the Ravens, that the Ravens have decided to rescind the trade and Max Crosby is staying a Raider. 10 minutes later, Daniel Rossini says Max failed his physical, so that's why it was voided. We didn't find out that the agent called them until this morning after he was already signed as a Raven. The whole thing is they were like, why do I have to give up 2 first-round picks when an elite pass rusher's on the board? The problem is what Trey Hendrickson isn't. What's the biggest liability with Trey Hendrickson? What do you do to get him off of being able to rush a passer in a game? We've all talked about it. You run at him. You run at him because he's a liability in the run game.
Right.
So I love the fact that they got a pass rusher, which they needed. I hate how they did it. I think it's awful. I think it's wrong. I do think it's an overpay. And now I'm going to go to you, David. What's your take on it all?
Okay. Well, like I said, I think everybody was shocked that first off that the trade was called off, and a lot of people sitting there saying, "Oh well, you know, he failed the physical." Baltimore didn't know. Baltimore knew exactly what was going on with Max Crosby. Don't even try to sit here and say, "Oh, they didn't know this, that, and the other." The basic fact is they gave up 2 first rounders. That, hey, you know what? Trey Hendrickson's still there. We don't have to give up the 2 first rounders. We don't want to do this trade anymore. And that's what happened. That's why it didn't happen. And the proof was that no longer than a half an hour after they announced that, they announced signing Trey Hendrickson. There's maybe not even a half an hour. So, you know, I don't buy it. And like I said, I looked at 4 years, $112 million. I think it comes out to $27 or $28 million for a 32-year-old guy now that's 2 years removed from his best sack season. And I was looking at it when he was a Saint. When Hendrickson was a Saint, he hardly played. So, yeah, there might be some there, but he's on the wrong side of 30 for a defensive end. And I think if the Raiders trade Crosby now, they're not going to get to first. I don't
Well,
think
it's not the first time that they've canceled a trade. One was Ryan Grant that year that Michael Crabtree came available. There was other ones before that. They've canceled trades before, supposed trades that was announced. So, and you're right. All the other GMs came out right after this and said this is some shady shit.
It's the bullshit.
I just
So
don't know.
there's probably going to be some rules made up about this going forward because there's no rules against it for canceling a trade. That's the problem. There might be a fine, there might be this, there might be that, a slap on the wrist. But Megan, go ahead.
This shocked me because I didn't realize, because I have only been fairly recently following NFL as closely as I have. A couple of questions sprung to my mind. Why announce it before the medical was done?
No, the medical was done. They already had a medical report from the Raiders where the doctor and the team's doctors said that he was ahead of schedule for being able to come back.
No. I'm talking from the Ray. Okay, sorry, let me rephrase. Sorry, Jeremy, I didn't mean to cut you off. Were the Ravens aware of the injury before?
Yeah,
they were.
100%.
Okay.
The whole
Okay.
NFL was, because that's why they sat him the last 2 weeks. They wanted him to go get surgery and not win games. That's what it boiled down to. They wanted to make sure they kept the first round pick.
That makes sense to me now. I don't know if this is the second time. As I said, I was unaware of the first time until we spoke about it, Jeremy. I don't know that if I was, say, John Schneider, and as much as I want Max in Seattle, and I do, but I don't think so, that I would trust the organization to make a deal with them and then not have this crap pulled. Like the first thing. So I woke up to this news a couple of days ago, so I didn't see all what was happening overnight because, of course, on different time zones. But my first reaction is, I'll start watching the Ravens again. Max is going to the Ravens, my second favorite team. Then this drops, and it's like, what the F have I missed? So Seattle, I'm led to believe, is still in play, but I guarantee you now the 2 first-round picks that they wanted, at least from Seattle, will be off the table. And I think, honestly, he stays with the I was going to say the Ravens. Sorry, the Raiders.
Yep. All right, Mike, what did you think about all that BS that went down?
I still think it's fentanyl. I think it's fake news.
It's not fentanyl.
I think it is.
The guy that posted
what do you think is fake news?
There was a guy named Wesley Steinhaus that posts fake news all the time, and he looks like he's official. And he said that Max Crosby was popped for fent in his physical.
I think, honestly, they got a better deal with Trey than they did with Max Crosby. They got a younger defensive end. They got somebody they can mold. They didn't have
Trey Hendrickson is older.
Trey Hendrickson is 4 years older than.
I meant
Max
more.
Crosby.
That's not what I meant. I'm sorry. They just. How do I want to word this?
They didn't have to give up the draft picks. Is what it all boils down to.
They didn't have to give up as much. They just. I don't think they wanted to bring on the baggage. I personally think that Crosby just brings too much shit with him.
Like what?
Negative publicity. The whole negative in the locker room. He's just
from everything I've heard, he's fucking awesome in the locker room.
He actually did not say anything negative about the Raiders. If you actually go look at his exit post that he did, And exactly what he said, he says, I am still a Raider for life. I love this city. I love the fans. I love everything about being a Raider. But I'm going to where I have a chance to win because they were willing to give up the compensation for me. That was what he said. And then they pulled the rug out from under him.
I'm not saying he's not a Raider for life. I'm not saying that. What I read is that people were saying that he was toxic in the locker room.
I've never heard
that. I never heard it.
Well, I will find it.
I seen one thing in The Athletic, which was written by a clickbait guy that writes all sorts of bullshit about everybody.
Okay. Then I'll just stay neutral in the comment. Go to somebody else.
Okay. Jamie?
Yeah, I agree with MJ. At least, I mean, yeah, you get the headaches with Hendrickson, and but at least, like I said, you what is it going to be? Is it going to be you get Crosby and you lose 2 first-round picks, or you just say you take your lumps with Henderson and you don't have to give out draft picks? And I think at the end of the day, they just said we'll deal with Hendrickson and keep our 2 first-round picks.
I seen they had an interview with Nick DeCosta, the Baltimore GM, and he actually was talking about where he saw a line with Crosby and Hendrickson.
How could do you mean the Ravens, David? For both of them?
Yes, the Ravens GM said that he foresaw a defensive line with Crosby and Hendrickson.
Right.
I saw that. I saw that report as well.
I saw it. Sorry, Ken. I saw it, but I was like, "How? That doesn't math to me."
It doesn't have. Well, that's the thing, though. Look at. We've all had this discussion a million times. I guess I'll give my take in the same as I discussed this Tony the next video. If these guys don't math like we math. They do this weird NFL math where they can move this, slide that, hide this. Well, this guy's not going to be on the roster.
Yeah, good point.
If they had a vision of having both guys financially, they could have made it work. They would have made it work.
Yeah,
if they really wanted to do it. And the thing is if they had Max Crosby on the books and they're going to sign him, the other, Trey as a free agent, they don't even have to be cap compliant until the end of camp with that deal. So they could just restructure both of them, or restructured them, or restructured Max and other people and become cap compliant. Now, as far as this deal, look at bullshit. GMs have said it, players have said it, commentators have said it, fans have said it. The fact that they all of a sudden, for medical reasons, which they all knew about, decide that the trade doesn't go through, and within hours, Trey Hendrickson is signed, stinks of collusion. Then you add in the piece, well, the agent called before the physical, and all of a sudden the physical magically doesn't look it. If I'm the Raiders, I'm asking for an independent NFL doctor and investigation because I'm seeking the compensation. And I wouldn't even have to be the Raiders who need to ask it. I'd be one of these other teams who would have been in on Max or Trey Henderson or on Max specifically until, okay, he's been traded. Now I've spent my money differently. I'd be, no. And you know what? I would not be upset. I think it'd be righteous if Baltimore still gives the 15th pick to the Raiders in compensation for do this whole debacle. Luckily for the Raiders, they had more money than God, and they still have more money than God, and they can absorb Max. So now Max goes, well, wait a second. When I left here in the trade, there was no defense to speak of. It was me and Jeremy Chin going, hey, guys, can we get defensive help? Well, now you've got it. Now you've got a pretty scary defense in the AFC West. And they added some offensive pieces that this rebuild may not be a 5 or 6 win team, but maybe a 7 to 9 win team all of a sudden. So if Max comes back healthy, it's good for the Raiders. I think the way this whole thing went down sucked. It was despicable. I don't think any GM is going to really want to trade with the Ravens in good faith anymore. It's going to have to be one of those deals where as soon as we get off the phone, the NFL's informed and it's official, not one of these, well, we'll make a pre-New Year deal. Like, that's gone for Baltimore next year and the year after, right? And the way they did this all sucks. And you want to talk about being the most hated team in the AFC right now? Hi, Baltimore Ravens. Everyone hates you now.
Can I ask a question? quickly,
Sure.
Jeremy? If Max stays at the Raiders, does anything change in terms of how their team is? And secondly, does the Ravens GM or whoever's backed out of the deal get fined?
No
Or
and no.
some sanctions on them for backing out of the deal like this?
So
Like, how
the
does that
first
work?
part, this may change. The only thing this changes in terms of the Raiders is maybe they were going to try to spend more money on offensive line help. Well, maybe that changes that. I don't think they're spending any more on the defense. So maybe
Right.
they're spending because now you got to pay Max just 35, whatever. That changes that. But in terms of everything else, no, because they still got a lot of draft picks. They changed their draft board because you lose number 15 this year. So just change that. But this, for them, it's a minor change. It's not like an earth movement.
Right,
Now, as
right.
far as the second piece, technically speaking, it's not that he would get fined. If the NFL does an investigation, they say, well, there's collusion or there are some shenanigans and this violates the spirit of the rule or whatever. It's not a question of whether or not the GM gets fined. It's more of a question of could they be forced to give up the first round pick and compensation as a penalty?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
cover
so
about
it just
maybe?
updated. One of their contracts just hit their cap. They're down to 45 million. That's it. Who was it?
who?
It was the linebacker. I believe it was N'Kobe Dean. That one just hit
Is
the
that
cap.
Baltimore? Is that Baltimore?
That's for
No,
the
the
Raiders.
Raiders.
So they still
Right.
have 45 million in only
Okay, so
4 more contracts to go, and none of them were that big. They got Quay Walker, Eric Stokes,
so it's
Tristan
doable.
McCullum, and Malcolm
So it's
Kuntz. That's it.
so it's
Yeah,
doable.
they're not going to have to lose anybody.
In fact,
Okay.
Megan, the Raiders technically still have to spend more money because of the NFLPA agreement with salary cap because they spent so little in the 2 years prior. They have to be at the 90% mark.
Oh yeah.
They still
Now-
they still have to
This-
sign more players, so they're not done
Right.
yet.
Oh, good point. Yeah, I was
Yeah, so
wondering how it
this-
would go with Cap. Yeah.
This is what it does. It does change the entire draft for everybody else because everybody was expecting the 14th or 15th pick, whatever it is, to be with the Raiders. Now there's a ripple effect because now the Ravens will be picking there. And I think I know who they're going to pick. Matabuki won't be back to start the season. So I think they'll take the best defensive tackle on the board in Peter Woods because that's right about where he'd fall right now.
Yeah, good point. I wasn't even considering that. Yeah, good point.
So
Yeah, I
that's
just
somebody
wondered-
that was going to be possibly available at 20 through the playoff teams. And now he won't be available because the Ravens are going to have to grab him.
No, Ken, I just wondered because if something like this happened in rugby, because I'm also a huge rugby fan, there would be huge sanctions against teams and those involved. So I was just curious.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, Paul.
Here's the weird inflection point on this is it happened before the trade couldn't even be finalized until today when the new league year.
Right.
So it's kind of
Yeah.
like the free agent frenzy. It's a handshake agreement. It technically wasn't a trade yet because it was in that in between period.
Yeah.
But actually, because the trade was announced, I don't know. There's some maybe some technical pieces we're missing because the trade is different than the free agent signing. But for whatever reason, the trade wasn't done because it was pending the physical. So right now, that's what it is. So right now, they're saying because of the physical, we have the right to negate the trade. So what the Raiders or the rest of the league has to do is say, nah, dude, that's bullshit because the Raiders told you everything and you just wanted to collude out of it with Trey Hendrickson and get him there and keep your draft pick. And that's what it is.
So none of the contracts were signed. So it's not like
because every trade is pending physicals by both teams when players are swapping, right? So now what the Ravens are saying, well, he didn't pass the physical. But then the Raiders can turn around and say, well, no shit, Sherlock. He just had surgery 6 weeks ago, but we disclosed everything to you. And then the Ravens, they can say, well, yeah, but if they have to really say that what the Raiders disclosed was different than what they found, And good luck with that if the Raiders disclosed everything.
Right. Here's the
Right.
crazy thing.
Yeah.
So after he goes there, has his physical, and he goes back to the airport to go fly home to be with his family with his open-ended ticket because they didn't know if he was going to stay, had to get a place, whatever.
Right.
He goes right back and uses his open-ended ticket to take the red-eye flight that night back to Vegas and says, screw it. Guess where he was this morning? At the Raiders workout facility rehabbing with the strength and conditioning coaches. He went right back to what he was doing right back to what he was doing, like business as usual.
So
didn't complain, walked in there and went back to getting healthy. You know what that means? I think he's going to stay right there.
I think he's going to stay. So does that mean he was expecting that he'd fail the physical, or he knew himself he was going to fail?
Well, think about it. If they did the normal physical, not the physical for someone that has an ailment already, he can't pass the normal physical.
No, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay. As I was holding up my hand and everything, I have to go.
Yep. Okay, David.
It
was
great to
thank
see
you for being here. I hope we were able to teach you a couple things too.
I love being here, Jeremy. Your show is always really well run, dude. I'm sorry that I might have took it off the rails a couple times, but you know, that's just the way I am. Hey, I think at least an antitrust will come out of this somehow.
Right. That's what I was saying. Next year when they do the rules committee in late February, just before the combine, I bet you there's going to be some new rules in place about trade.
Money on it. Yep, 100%.
But thank you, Jeremy. Thank you for letting me come on. Ken,
Good
man,
to see you.
love you, brother.
Good to see you, David. Take care.
Yeah, bro.
I have to go.
Good to see you.
Okay, Mike,
See you, David.
thank you very much. And again,
Take care,
you are
Michael.
always in my prayers, Mike. You know why. I don't want to get into it publicly unless you do, and I'll leave it at that.
Appreciate it, brother.
Take care, Michael.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Take care. You
Have a
too.
great night, Mike.
Yep, there is a thing out there that he's staying. He's off the table. Because remember, Joe Spytek, a week before at the combine, he was asked by Rich Eisen, so is there truth you got him on the trade block? He goes, we are not in the habit of trading good players. And that was his way of saying, unless you offer us exactly what we want, we're not trading Max.
And
you know what I'm saying?
There because they said that basically, hey, he's staying, but you know, he basically just said the same thing because they didn't take him off totally, but said, look, if you want to offer us the 2 first-rounders, I mean,
we'll consider.
We'll listen. So they're kind of saying we want to keep him, but once again, we're willing to part with him if the price is right. And I think that's a pretty smart business way to look about
That's
it.
a great business way.
And I don't think the problem is this. Some teams that would have been in on it from jump are now going to be out of it because of what they've done in free agent signing. The Bears, the Lions, for example,
Seattle.
2 teams that might have been in probably now won't because they've spent their money. So some teams have spent their money. There are a couple teams who haven't spent their money who can still do something, but now they're going to say, do I want to give the 2 first-round picks given what I've already done? Because their plans all change. So, but what Spytek is doing is a good business sense way to do it. Like, look, we're fine keeping them, but if you want to make me an offer I can't refuse, I'll still listen. There's nothing wrong with him saying that. And
while I was on my way home, we did have a little bit of breaking news tonight. The Cowboys traded away defensive tackle Osa Odiguzua.
Oh, yeah, I just got that
to
on
the 49ers.
I just got that on the watch. Yeah, I got it on my watch.
I hope I did his name justice because that's a mouthful. I could have just said Osa Alphabet.
I was going to say alphabet soup is what we say on the Hawks Nest for names like that.
And then there's that Joe Histison that was signed to the Pirates because I do follow baseball now too.
Yes. Yeah, there's a few of them.
We'll hold that against you.
But that really isn't a cap clearing move for the Cowboys. You know what that was? That was clearing out the extra depth they didn't need because they got Quincy Williams and Kenny Clark.
I have heard even if Max is available, he's not going to the Cowboys, is what I heard.
Quinnen Williams, Jeremy, not Quincy.
Yeah, Quincy, whatever.
Yeah, same thing.
It's a
It
Q.
begins with Q, Jamie. Stop being picky.
Quincy's his twin brother.
That's all that matters.
But
I just call
Ken,
it Q.
Go ahead and ask Megan about what she did, what her team did in free agency.
Megan,
Oh,
what did your team do? Wait, let me put this right. What did the Super Bowl reigning champs, who had to pay out of their own back pockets for the pleasure of winning said trophy in the state of California, do in free agency?
oh, hang on. You mean, Ken? Let me show you. Where is it?
Oh, she's got show and tell.
That trophy there being a replica of the Lombardi. Where is it? There it is. There on the light board. You mean that team, Ken?
You mean like the Lombardi I've got behind me as well? Yeah.
I've got another one coming. We have done quite a bit. None of it is surprising. So starting on Monday, George Halani and Taya Carter were tendered exclusive rights free agency. Carter is $1.14 million for 1 year, and Halani is $1.075 million, about what I expected. Over the page, K9 has, of course, left us and gone to Kansas City. The less I say about that, the better, because I just got his Super Bowl jersey. What else have I got?
Well, let me ask you another more pointed question.
Yes.
What did you think about the NFL Black Mamba leaving your team and going to Chicago?
Oof.
Ken, I like you. I don't want Jeremy to be taken off the air with how I feel about that.
So for me, so you're saying it's a good thing that Chicago did good, is what you're saying?
No, I'm saying Seahawks let me down, but there's that.
Yes.
So I'm going to enjoy him on my team. That's
you can. But the big news that I am thrilled with is a $51 million 3-year deal for Rashid Shaheed. He is staying with us.
That was good.
I'm so excited. And the other one I'm really excited, or couple that I'm really excited about, Job re-signed for 3 years for $24 million. Love that.
And Megan, with Rashid Shaheed, look, if you didn't, I mean, I know you feel let down because Kobe Bryant's now a Bear, but I would have been even more let down if I were you if they did not re-sign Shaheed, considering they gave up 2 draft picks to get the guy. And I'm like, if you you wanted the trophy, but dude, you gave up that much draft capital, you got to keep him.
Yeah, and the other one I am thrilled with, more Bobo all the time. We just took Jake Bobo to the restricted free agency. But, we haven't, fans or 12s rather, are screaming we haven't done a lot. But I think we've done enough at this point, given that we only have 4 picks for the draft. So, I'm thrilled with Bobo staying. I'm thrilled. Yeah, Kobe was a letdown, and I mean, of all the teams he could pick, it's the Teddies, the Bears. I'm happy at this point, but there's always room for improvement. But that insults the Bear. The one that I am disappointed is in K9, but there was no way we could keep him because he was fixed on his number. The front office was fixed on theirs, and there was sort of no middle room. So that wasn't surprising. As I said, I've just dropped 350 Australian on his jersey, which will now be framed. Not hugely surprising.
Was that a particularly signed jersey that you bought, or was it?
No. This is the
Super Bowl MVP.
The MVP jersey.
Okay, I was just checking.
No, fair question. But yeah, I would have liked a little. See, a lot of this happens when I'm asleep.
Mm-hmm.
So, Michael, how Seattle the losers in the NFC when we have the cap space we do?
Because of losing Walker. I know Zach Charbonnet's good, but in a way, I don't exactly agree with them. There's NFC teams that lost more, in my opinion.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. I'm not trying to start a fight with you, Michael. I'm interested in how you say that.
I think that's the biggest loser this offseason. The only place they improved really was in their secondary by getting St. Juste. That guy's a great zone coverage, and they do a lot of zone coverages under Hafley's system. But they have a new defensive coordinator, a new offensive coordinator, a new special teams coordinator, and 6 new assistant coaches. They lost Elton Jenkins. They lost a starting tackle. They lost a starting center. They are going through as much turnover, if not more, than what the Lions did last season. Do you agree with that, Ken?
Yeah, I kind of do. And I think, Green Bay fans are good. Like, Ken spent a half hour today after our show telling me how the youth, and we do this all the time. Like, but dude, it hasn't been working on offensive lines. That's why your offensive line's been sucking. And now, you lose Hafley. Your defense took hits with Quay Walker being gone and other guys. Really, I think Green Bay has lost the most. Now, they could still have a good draft. But what I'm curious is, Michael, I am a Bears fan. And I don't know how you could say the Bears won free agency for the 5th year in a row, whatever. I mean, the Bears made solid pickups, don't get me wrong. I don't think they like Ryan Poles was surgical. He spent his money wisely, but they didn't make, Kobe Bryant was a splash, yes. But again, look at the guys we let walk out the door that we replaced Kobe Bryant with. So I don't know how the Bears went. I'm interested to see what he thinks about that. But I think Green Bay in the NFC might be the biggest loser. And actually in the AFC, dude, we didn't talk about it. Look at the LA Rams say, we got a defensive backfield issue. And they, what they're, and I love Ingenious. You know what their plan is? Like, we need some new DBs. We need to figure something out in the back end.
So they steal everybody.
Let's just go buy Kansas City's defensive backfield. They were really good last year. Yeah, sure. Why not? And their entire cornerback room is now Kansas City's cornerback room from last year.
They're starting corners. They're 1 and 2. Yes.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like, we'll just go take KC's away from them. No problem. And they do it.
KC will be fine.
I mean, it's just, I know, Dawn, you love your Packers.
And Ken, to that point, it's going to make it very interesting between the Seahawks and the Rams in the NFC West this year. And I say, bring it the hell on. I can't wait.
That whole division is going to be interesting. Maybe minus Arizona.
Let's get into why the name change live, because we're getting close to the end of the show. I'm going to have Jamie do his later and right after this, but I want to show the logo and why I changed it to this. We are now KCB Sports Network. And the reason why is I'm going to start covering all 4 of the professional sports here in Detroit. When it comes playoff time, I'm going to cover the Pistons. I'm going to cover the Red Wings. I'm already doing the Lions and Tigers. I am getting my ducks in a row so I don't sound like an idiot talking hockey and basketball.
I'll talk hockey with you. I'm a Kraken and Maple Leafs fan. I'll talk hockey with you all day.
See, look at Megan's not used to not winning Stanley Cups in the last 4 decades.
That's the other one. Woolen. Maffei, they had a spot because they had a rotational rookie that did good behind him. So Boye Maffei isn't as big of a loss, but I think Tariq Woolen is a huge loss that they haven't filled yet.
Megan's trying
I disagree with Woolen. I disagree. I mean, fantastic player, but there was a lot of stuff going on, destabilizing things, I will say, happening with Woolen. So I was disappointed. I would have liked him to stay 1 more year, but don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you.
Don't put Bush in big games. That's the Kyler Murray of linebackers. Come on. That's a little game.
And we actually, Jeremy, just on those 3 players, we were talking about losing them in week 18. So
understand.
Sorry, I meant on the Hawks' Nest. Sorry.
Right.
Sorry.
I understand that, but from another team's perspective, that's a lot to lose in one season. Yeah. That's what he's getting at.
Yeah.
But I would never consider Devin Bush a big gain for any team. He's a great tackler, but you know what? He doesn't cover anybody.
I could throw a sheet over who he was supposed to be covering and have more success with the bed sheet.
I can catch more water with a net than he will cover a tight end.
Yes. I like that. I can catch more water with 4 holes in the bottom of the bucket. Yes.
Killing me, Smalls. You're killing me.
I know. Love you, Ken. But I did say he's a good tackler. I gave you credit for that. And he does occasionally is able to pass. He's occasionally able to generate a pass rush when he can fit between the tackle and guard.
Yeah, I mean,
he won't ever run between the center and guard because he'll get crushed.
Look, he's the complementary piece to that linebacking core. And what's great is the Bears retained their best tackler over the last couple of years, and now they add the best tackler in Cleveland. So you got 2 tackling machines at linebacker who have shown you flashes of being able to do other things. It's a good move for the Bears. And look, Sewell is still there. He's rotational.
And still developing.
Yeah.
And still developing.
For the Bears, like I said, Poles made some great, I'll call them really good signings that were strategic. They were surgical, and he didn't overspend.
Right.
I think the not overspending. How many teams can raise their hand and say that?
By the way, everybody says Cowboys will make a splash before the draft. Probably not. Have you looked at their cap room?
Their cap room is not good.
They are $10 million
they're
over.
Definitely not going to make a move.
They're $10 million over. So what this trade did, it cleared $4 million in cap. They still got more restructures to do.
And
the only one that they can really do right now that will clear cap, and it won't because he wants more money, it's work on George Pickens because they already did CeeDee Lamb, Tyler Smith, and Dak Prescott.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when they restructured Dak Prescott, did you see the dead cap for this year now after the restructure?
No, what was it? I shut it.
They restructured him down to $43 million to take it off of that $65 million cap hit. Now the dead cap number is $129 million.
Yikes.
No. Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. I'm looking at it right now. 129.989.996 million.
What is, Jeremy?
Dak Prescott dead cap hit.
They just restructured his deal, though.
Yeah, they restructured it, and it made his dead cap go up because of what they did. That's what I'm saying.
So even if they wanted to move on from Prescott with that money, no team would take it. They can't.
They can't. Now, granted, he has a great quarterback salary now and a cap hit of $43.5 million.
But the dead money, that'd blow every team out of
but you know what? Well, you take, but it's trains of thought. Like if you're the Cowboys and you know you're pretty much done spending, you take you're good until the draft for this year. You're like, you know what? Let me restructure, move some money, more of the dead cap this year, because you know what that does for next year? Gives them more money. It's a strategic
but what
move.
about this year? What about this year?
They still, if they need some money in the middle of the season, they'll get Pickens to move some money, or they'll do something else. They'll create other kinds of magic. I mean, look at New Orleans for the last decade. Yet every year we said, "Oh, New Orleans can't do anything." Yet every year New Orleans would sign someone or do something. If they really want to do it,
kick the can down the road.
Yeah,
that's what all the teams do. They restructure and kick the can down the road, and it gets less every year because the cap goes up. It's not because they cleared that much space. If you look at it, the past 4 years, because 4 years ago, the Saints were $90 million over the cap. They kicked the can down the road. The cap went up $30 million. Oh, look, they're only $60 million behind now. They kick the can down the road again. It goes up $30 million again. Oh, now they're only $30 million over the cap.
Yeah, but my point is, Jeremy, you kick the can down the street enough, payday comes at some point.
But if the cap keeps going up like it has every
Not in
year,
the
20 to
NFL.
30 million,
Yeah.
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 it
Good point, Tim.
erases it, is what I'm saying. That's what's erased
Yeah.
their cap. It's not the fact that they structured them right. It's they kicked
Right.
it down the road just enough to let the salary cap go up enough to clear it itself. Does that make
I'm
sense on how I'm saying
obviously
it?
Yeah, I'm obviously thinking of rugby contracts because in rugby, if you kick it down the can, you got 5 years to pay. So
Right.
yeah, that's
Well, and
Yeah.
they only allow 2 void years on a contract. So
right.
that's the
Yeah,
big thing. So you kick it down to where it's those 2 void years. Eventually, those void years get to where they're thin because you don't have as many people kicked down the road anymore, and the salary
yeah,
cap keeps going up. And next thing you know, it's erased. And hey, we got cap room. Let's get some people. And that's what happened this year.
good point.
This was the year where the cap cleared up, and they said, "All right, I got to restructure 2 players and cut a couple because their dead cap clears cap." Cam Jordan was a cap casualty. They can say he was going to be a free agent, but if you look, he had a big void year coming in 2 years.
Yeah, get rid of him.
So
because
this
they
year
won't have
he had no dead cap on it, so they were like, "Meh, you're gone."
that. Out of
I
here.
mean, I understand he's 34 years old, but you know what he is the last 10 years? He's missed 1 game in
Out of
10
10
years.
years. Jeez.
Out of 10 years straight of being a starter. He was 13 total. His first 3 years, he was never really majorly hurt, but he would miss a game here, 3 games there. But for the past 10 years, he's only missed 1 game.
1 game. Jeez, that's impressive. For someone of that age.
So, and now, because of the fact they let him go and there's that little bit of guaranteed money still coming his way, he might sign with somebody for cheap.
Like Chicago.
Or Detroit.
Not Seattle.
Right.
No,
right.
because you guys got a young guy there already. And that's what I was saying. And if you look at the signings that Detroit made, we got our center. We don't have to focus on center in day 1 and day 2 anymore.
Would you still look for a backup, though?
Yes, 100%. Because Kingsley Egakun and Tristan Colon are straight booty cheeks and they're gone. But anyways.
There is that. I wasn't implying that, but you went
We
there.
cut Graham Glasgow because he was even more booty cheeks than they were. He just played all season. Other than, 3 games when he was out when they switched between the 2 backups?
You gotta love JB's terminology. Booty cheeks.
I was again. I don't want to get him. I don't want to get him thrown off.
They were piles of canine excrement.
Don't insult canine by saying that, my friend. But I
And,
see.
and that's better word we said.
I won't say. As I said, I don't want.
I would love that. That's actually where I was going. 181 or 205, right there. Because Trey Zune has not moved up or down any draft boards. Why? He wasn't super athletic. He ran his drills very good if you paid attention. And the fact he did it in a dome on turf matters to me. Because I went out. I watched that. I specifically sat here for 4 hours to watch the old lineman drills. Not to watch them run the 40. Logan Jones wowed us. He ran the fastest 40 time of all the old linemen. He did all his moves crisp. But the one guy that did his moves crisp that nobody talked about was Trey Zune.
Look,
and he's the Swiss Army guy of this draft.
Let's be honest. JB spent all that time watching the linemen because he has no money. Okay.
Say it again, Ken. You cut off.
He said I had no life.
And all that time watching the linemen do their sprints because he has no life and nothing better to do. Okay.
No, I skipped the 40. I paid attention to the drills.
I was watching defense, Ken, for about that time. I dare you to
JB, that's all.
dare you to say something there, brother.
So, Jamie, what about your Bills? Tell us about the moves they made this offseason, other than we already know they re-signed Connor McGovern and let David Edwards walk out the door.
I actually think Brandon Mead was aggressive as he could be for a team that didn't start out with a lot. but I think restructuring Josh Allen was big. They finally did that, which allowed them to, they already went for DJ, and then they signed Connor McGovern, and then they were able to go get Bradley Chubb, which I think was a good, great player for a good deal. 3 years, $45 million. I think. And if you, like I said, if you would have also told me that the only guy they would have lost on the line is David Edwards and 4 of the 5 starting linemen are coming back, I would have taken that. So I think it was pretty productive so far for that. And I got to get going though. All right, Jeremy.
All right. Thank you, Jamie. Give us your shout out for the end of the
Good
night.
to see you,
Close out
Jamie.
your
Okay.
but you don't say goodbye for all of us this time. How's that?
Okay. All right.
Michael, that's
You guys can follow me, yours truly, at Bill's Chat 1, at Bill's Mafia Chat, and also at Jamie Malloy, the unbiased journalist, at DJ Dog Tigs on Twitter X. Starting very, very soon, Joe Dalio and I will be starting our baseball Subway Conversation Chat show on Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock p.m. on Driving to the Top Productions. And then you guys can also follow me at Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock p.m. on that same channel where we do open sports mic at 9 o'clock. And then every Wednesday night at 9 o'clock p.m. On the former Huddle Sports Network. Now it's called KBN
still the Huddle.
Sport. Yep. Or the Huddle. Sports that you can catch us here for NFL Roundtable Talks. It's starting Thursday, the Thursday later this month, which the season starts on March 27th. Jeremy, Adam, Marcus, and will be doing the UFL show. And that's going to be fun. So check that out. And then you can also check me also at theforkball.com where I write about all sports. Thank you guys very much for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like, comment, and ring the bell for all notifications. And for more NFL news and other sports on the Huddle Sports Network, you can visit us on Amazon TV, Roku TV, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you get your podcast. And from all of us here at the Huddle Sports Network, I'm Jamie Malloy, and this has been another episode of the NFL Roundtable Talks on the Huddle Sports Network. See you next week,
Yeah,
folks.
Jamie. Take care.
Thank you,
brother.
Jamie. Thanks for coming in. I'll see you next week.
My pleasure.
Take care, Jamie.
See you, Jamie.
All right, Chicken. I'm going to let you talk about our signings. Go ahead. Talk about the Lions.
Whew. Yeah, it felt like a marathon. I definitely like our pickup with Cade Mays because that's one move that I definitely saw coming. I didn't think we would go out and get McGovern or Lindenbaum, but Cade was definitely the right direction to go to at center. A guy that could definitely protect well, and keeps his head up, never keeps his head down, plays with a lot of heart, great energy. A guy that definitely does not allow sacks, so that's a good look at that in that department. I definitely like Juice Scruggs. I like him being a depth piece, not a starting.
Really?
I definitely like Scruggs being a depth piece on the offensive line. He's a very reliable guy to rotate in. I definitely love us having Pop on the offensive side of things. That's pretty good for us. I think he's gonna, come in and play well and attribute the best way he can attribute and showcase that he can be available because, availability is the best ability. And if he plays well, he's definitely going to earn a contract, another go around with this team. So I'm definitely happy with that. And I like the fact that we restructured JG's contract, and it just opens up some things for us to go work on defensively. And even speaking on defensively, we let go Josh Pascal. Wish him nothing but the best. And I definitely think that next is going to be, Levi Onwuzurike. Wish it wouldn't be him, even though I, personally feel that way. But other than that, a team's got to do what a team's got to do in order to win.
Okay, well, I'm gonna pushed back on the Levi thing for one reason. We don't know what we have in Mekhi Wingo yet because he hasn't really been able to play. We lost Roy Lopez. DJ Reader is still a free agent. And now Josh Pascal is gone, and Levi can play both defensive end and defensive tackle. So that's depth that we need right now, because all we got is Hutch and him in the defensive end room at this point. So I think we're not going to get rid of him. I don't think we're going to get rid of him this year. I just don't think we're going to re-sign him, because we weren't going to re-sign him this year anyways, because we gave him the prove-it deal and he got hurt in the preseason. So his contract, because he never took a snap and stayed on the pup, told over to this year. It's basically a redo of that prove-it contract, which doesn't even count towards the 51. Pascal's contract as the last year of his rookie deal still counted against the cap, but didn't have a hefty cap hit as a second rounder. That's why we cut him.
Mm-hmm. And don't mind him.
I'm just doing it logically, is what I was trying to do, because guess what? There's no dead cap on Levi's contract because it was a toll over, not a rollover, if that makes sense.
Hey guys, I got a jet.
That makes sense.
Hey,
Ken,
thank you. Shout out your show that comes on before mine in the mornings.
In the morning, yeah, Ken and Ken in the morning, 10 a.m. Central every day, at Talking Sports 18 on X, our Roku, the Fire Stick, JB's YouTube, all the normal places. And really quick, Michael, dude, we're going to talk about this Bears situation later with the stadium. I will say this, though. I am surprised that when the state of Illinois said, you're not that important, wait 2 more weeks before we even talk about what we're talking about doing. And Indiana said, yeah, but we've got a deal done. I am surprised that the Bears aren't in Hammond already, but that just should tell you how low they set the bar for the state of Illinois to meet. And if the state of Illinois can't meet that bar, that's really sad. And we'll talk more about that in the weeks to come.
Yeah, there's another week to go on that deal, right?
No. So the deal is the Illinois will come back in a session next week, and that's when they'll talk about it on the floor of the House, and then it's got to go to the Senate. Then they got to reconcile. Then they got, once it all gets voted on, yes, it's got to go for the governor for signature.
Right.
If they can even get the votes, because there's a big push out of the Chicago representation to veto, to not pass anything with them building in Arlington Heights. So the state of Illinois, look, low bar. It's basically, we want the same property tax deal as everyone else gets in the world. So we'll pay $9 million, kind of like what SoFi is, and we want you to do infrastructure. That's it, and it's a pretty low bar. And if they can't do that, Hammond's give them the world and the keys and the sun and their rights to their first 18 children. So we'll see what Illinois does. They'll start talking about it next week. So I'm sure we'll get some Bears news on the stadium next week. So, but until then, guys, we'll see you in the morning on Ken and Ken. JB, always a pleasure. Megan, great to see you. Nugget, good to see you too, man.
Great to see you. Great to see you too, Ken.
We'll see you guys later.
Yep, thank you, Ken. And then Jeremy, there were 3. Yep.
Jeremy, now too, because I've just seen I've got some work to attend to, so I am going to drop as well. Thank you for having me, as always.
Shout out to your channel, Hawk's Nest, where you are a moderator, where your friend does really good work about the Seahawks.
Yep. So I am, as Jeremy just said, the Hawk's Nest moderator here on YouTube. We do regular streams of Seahawk content where everyone is welcome, as long as you're civil, because if I'm in a mood, you'll be bounced on a timeout and possibly banning. But that happens very rarely. We encourage civil discourse. And
you can craft talk, just be respectful and not make it a personal attack.
We call it respectful talking. We attack the argument, not the person. We attack teams, and we're also on the NFC West Roundtable on Wednesday evenings your time, Wednesday my time, Tuesday at 9 p.m. We'd love to see you. Love to see you over there. And yeah, I'm on all socials. And yeah, thank you, Michael. Come and have a chat. But yeah, keep it respectful, because if my trigger finger's itchy, it's itchy. But usually a timeout, then 3 strikes. But fantastic to talk to you as always. And yeah, I'll
Love talking to you, Megan. You do have a lot of knowledge, especially when it comes to your team. And when you don't know something, you're willing to ask about it. That's what I like.
I rather not assume I know things about my team. Yeah, fair enough. But I'm always learning, and I think the day I stop learning in life or football, it's a day I want not to be around much. And I love, like Brandon says, we encourage other teams to come and talk to us because we don't know if you don't, and as long as you keep it respectful, you're always welcome. So yeah.
So our cap room just dropped by 10 million.
Who'd you get?
Oh wait, no, 3 million. So who went on the books? I'm trying to see who's
go.
Yep, I'm trying to see which one of the guys that didn't have it.
We're definitely going to be making a move.
Since 4 million hit. That's what.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll talk to you soon. I'll talk to you soon, Nugget. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I don't think I've met you before, but we'll talk soon. And see you on the next, no doubt, at some point, JB.
Oh, yeah. And when I got time, it's been rough lately. Now that I'm a paid journalist, I have eight deadlines to meet.
Oh, good Lord. You're letting the... and I just noticed on your border on the screen, I see lots of Raiders.
Yeah, it's an AI created one. I didn't create it. And as you can see, look at the Viking down here at the bottom, and look at the Green Bay one that looks like a Chicago toilet seat with a point.
Well, I was gonna say I always
Green Bay here, and then this one.
I was always going to say I want an S on Green Bay all the time, but I need to see some Seahawks on that. But I will talk.
You got to hear me do it before you go, because I know you love the way I say this because it's in the chat.
Oh, F the P.
FTP. Fuck the Packers.
Always. I'll talk to you soon, guys. Take care, everyone.
I want to thank you for coming in. I want to thank all the guests that I had tonight. There was a few that couldn't make it. I'm so happy you made it, Chicken Nugget, because I knew you'd have a good take on the signings we've done. I don't think we're done yet. I know we got room to at least do one more, and I'm thinking it's going to be a mid-tier, like a tier 2, tier 3 edge piece. I have that feeling that's where we're going to go. Like AJ Epinesa, Cam Jordan on a cheap little 1-year prove-it deal, something like that. I think that's where we're going to go.
Yeah, I love that comment. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I really agree that we're gonna go in a direction where we can go and get AJ Epinesa. That would definitely be the move for edge, because I mean it's edges all over the place that's still available, but that would be the smarter decision to go with. I hate the fact that we lost Roy Lopez because he was definitely a great interior help in the interior defensive line. I hate that we let Alex Anzalone go. But it was smarter for him to go home because he was from Tampa, and I understood it wholeheartedly. I'm not mad at it. I mean, we did let go some pieces, but at the same time, we're going to get some pieces back, and we're going to, get back on track and just, play better football this year. That's my, least opinion.
Read that our last year ERFAs, we did not tender either one to a contract. We did not tender Trevor Nowoski, and we did not tender Tom Kennedy. So neither one is a Lion as of tonight.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to just go ahead and sign Trevor back because he did play well in the spots when he was able to play, and he was very good on special teams. So I think he's going to come back for depth, not as a starter, but to be what he was. I think that's what we're going to bring back. Lopez was awesome, but he was a springboard off of us. Let's get the next wave. This offseason is solid thus far, moving into at 100%. I will say, Talik Williams on accident was way better than the bump on the log that was DJ Reader last year. There. Now it's just us.
Absolutely.
Go like this.
Yeah, definitely.
So I want to thank everybody for watching. I do. I think it's amazing. We're sitting here 2 hours in and have 25 people watching us across the networks. Is that amazing or what?
Hey, that's a hell of a thing. That is a great thing.
So make sure you hit that like button, whatever platform you're on. And I know that my Twitter doesn't hit. Yes, I think he's going to be brought back too. If you think about it for depth wise, but we do got Jackson Meeks, who is the cousin to the guy that retired an Eagle, who may do a one day
Smith.
contract to retire. He may do a 1 day contract to retire a Lion this year. Who knows? That'd be funny, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it would be funny. I mean, he did wanted to stay with the team, but you know how Brad Holmes work and how he operates. So, I mean,
what he didn't like
at the same time, Jackson Meeks.
I'm going to say it right now. He did not like how Zadarius Smith contemplated retirement last year with what happened with Frank Ragnow. Because he said that was his choice to come back here or retire. He ended up going to Philly, played 3 games, and in the 3rd game he faced the Giants, where Cam Scadaboo got his first start and truck sticked him into retirement by hitting him 3 times with the stiff arm.
Oh yeah. Yeah, now I understand it.
And some random foreheads. I love it. You know what? I almost think Jamie would be better off to get a logo or a picture like that and go off camera when he talks, because then everybody wouldn't even notice that he's always leaning down to look at his notes. And I know that's what it is. But I love Jamie to death. He's very knowledgeable. He does have a speech impediment, and that's fine. I'm good with it. I don't care about that stuff. I don't care about doing the personal attacks. I've had people come in here and attack me for my teeth. I don't have insurance. So guess what? You don't like looking at my teeth, pay for them.
Hey, as long as you got money in the bank for it.
I sat there, I said, fine, you don't want to look at my teeth on TV? Listen to it. Don't look at your TV. Don't look at your phone. Just put your earbuds in, set it off to the side. Unless you're going to pay the $11,000 I need to have my teeth removed and the dentures put in, guess what? Don't talk to me.
Hey, that's true. That's true. But yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very excited for what we're gonna do next. I know free agency is almost over, but I'm definitely excited for these like 30-day visits from these rookies. See what their mindset is about Detroit, and not only have to see that, but I'm excited to see who we're selecting at 17.
Yes, I would love it to be Monroe Freeling. That's my favorite left tackle left out of the top 3 that when they're gone. Next one would be Caden Proctor. And if you don't get him, Max Ahinacor is fine. But if you get Max Ahinacor, talk to Penei Sewell first is all I got to say. Otherwise, you go edge and you wait to the 2nd round and you grab Drew Shelton. And I'm going to say this for a reason. Max Ahinacor is a right tackle only. He's played right tackle and right guard in his career. So if you're going to take Max Ahinacor, you better make sure that Penei Sewell is okay with moving to left tackle. Don't piss off your all-pro.
Yeah, that's the ultimate disrespect.
So if he's not gonna move, then you go edge in the 1st round, like Akeem Messidor, who will probably be there because he's 25. Everybody's clowning because he's going to be 26 in October. You know what? If he plays as good as he did for Miami, I'm good with it.
I mean, he showed flashes in Miami.
Flashes,
so he could definitely ball.
It was because of Ruben Bain.
It's just that he had an injury that came up.
Ruben Bain didn't do better because he had a 5-year vet next to him. Penei Sewell is our boss. Don't respect him, please. 100%.
To complement that, Ruben Bain had a hell of a year too. Let's not discredit that. Had a hell of a year too.
But I'm wondering who helped who is what I'm saying. You got a guy that's a 5th-year guy and a guy that's a 3rd-year guy, right?
Yeah, I'm saying to the I'm saying to the general public, not you. Like,
Right.
don't discredit,
And
what
I'm
they're
not.
doing both, because they both helped each other well. They complemented each other, but yeah.
Ruben Bain is just more athletic and younger. Let's get that out of the way right now. I'm not knocking Ruben Bain at all. He had a great season. But would that be because the craftier vet took on more double teams and left him free more often? Do you see what I'm getting at there?
And gave them more
Messidor was
opportunities. Yeah,
right.
yeah, I see what you're getting at.
Yeah, because if you look, Messidor was the one that was facing a lot of double teams for the first half of the season. Then it became more equal as it
Right.
went down the road. That's what I was getting at. Because Ruben Bain showed the hell
I
out
get
in
it.
the first
I get
half
it.
of the season. I call it like I see it.
Look, whatever team. Oh, hey, I love that. I love that you call it the way you see it, JB. I love that. And both of them, because they're hella great. And you're just definitely gonna like mess up the fact that both got different styles of play at edge. Like you said, one's younger and quicker, the other is just old and wise and understands the tricks of the trade of the position.
Yep, that's what it is. Is Rock Yassin's contract hit the cap? So overnight, you're going to see more of this.
Oh yeah, Rocket Sin is a dog. He showed out this year.
And guess what? His cap hit is only 3.3 million. The rest of it's incentives that don't hit unless he hits certain numbers. Trade down is the ultimate thing.
Mm-hmm.
If we trade down, and I'll tell you the guy I want to trade down with, because it maximizes what we get in return. You would get a 2nd round, a 3rd round, and a 4th round from them, and it would be the 2nd pick overall because they own them, and that'd be the Arizona Cardinals. So you
That's
get
true. That's definitely
64.
true.
You would get 34, 65, which technically is the first pick of the 3rd round because they own that from that trade with the Raiders from 2 years ago. And then you would get the 3rd pick in the 4th round from that old Texans trade where they did a bunch of trades and moved all the stuff around. Those picks are still coming around. You realize this? So I'm saying if the best offensive tackles are gone, let's say Monroe Freeling goes early, because that could happen. There are a lot of teams that need tackles in this draft, not just the Lions. And we're at 17. We're in the middle. Trade back, end up with 2 seconds, a 3rd, and 3/4. Let's go.
That's exactly my reaction, man. Exactly.
Because then you could sit there and go with the best tackle left, and you don't care anymore. You can say, well, you're either going to train opposite Sewell, or Sewell will move to let you train where you've been. It's up to him, not you. And if I'm at 35, I'm taking Max Ahinacor there, no matter what. If those other guys are gone, that's where I'm at. He wants you to stay in here every Wednesday night, brother.
Hey, I mean, I would love to. I always feel like it would be possible. It's always possible to stay here. So, yeah, I love the show. I got nothing but love for my boy JB, and he always knows I'm definitely gonna come in for the clutch.
Do you realize on January 24th, 4 years ago, was the first NFL Roundtable Talks? That was my very first show we ever did. Remember that? You were a part of it.
Yeah, I remember that.
We had like 5 Lions and then like 3 other guys from some channel that or some
different
Facebook
teams.
page that I just pulled in.
Yeah, you and JB is much like peanut butter and jelly,
or nuggies and sauce. Make it work. Well, we've been the bullshit guys. We both can be funny when we want to. You know, we have our little quirks. You know, Josh Pascal, you're a free agent. thanks for your time here, but you sucked. That's what I got to say.
Right.
Because when he was on
I
the
mean,
field, he
I
wasn't
could
good.
disagree with
Do
that.
you realize? Do you realize the only time Josh Pascal got a sack was when that year we were so injured, and Levi Amuzuriki came back on the field?
Hmm.
That's the only sack he
Yeah.
ever got. It was
Yeah.
because Levi Amuzuriki took on a double team.
Yeah, that's the only one he had. The very only one. And I think honestly, I think Josh Pascal, just like Levi, had to deal with so many injuries and personal problems. It's sad, but at the same time, I wish him well. I wish him nothing but the best.
Oh,
I ain't
I
here
don't.
to. I mean, I'll let other people go. Go ahead, JB.
I'm just saying, as a Lion, he sucked. As a person, I don't know him personally. I have no ill will towards him. I wish the best for him. I hope he never has to go through the cancer scare again. I'm going to say that right now.
Uh-huh.
I would hate for that. I love the fact that the kid is healthy because that was part of the reason why his health was hurt. Nobody realizes that he went through a
Uh-huh.
year of chemotherapy before he ever became a Lion. So therefore, he had a brittle bone because it attacks your bones. The chemotherapy does.
Right.
So,
Right.
and he never broke a bone, but all the ligaments around him probably got tighter to try and make up for the weak bones.
You two are like naturals. You work off and on with one another better on screen. Look, you know, we have great chemistry. We do. We
We always had.
have great chemistry.
What do you do
We
what do you
always
do
have.
Friday at noon?
Oh, Friday at noon. I was actually having talks with Will Rock on being on Will Rock, Rocked on Detroit. He
Mm-hmm.
wanted me on the show. I have no
Okay.
idea when I'll be on the show, but I'll definitely see if I'm, open for, Friday
If
noon for
because if
a new
Friday
show.
noon, if you're
What's the
available,
show? Hall and Oates.
thank
I
you.
never knew
Thank
we
you,
were singing,
Sledge.
you know.
Mitchell Sledge is a Texans fan. Congratulations on getting Monty. I think it's gonna help you. He goes, yeah, Ernie and Bert. The sugar and spice. Oh. And
Sugar and
everything nice.
spice.
Yeah, sugar and
Yeah,
spice. I
yeah.
can say
I
Spice Girls. I
definitely
don't need them.
Yeah, I absolutely love working with JB on these shows, and even though I'm doing my own thing, I'm always taking on my time to come on the shows, comment, even be on the show. That's
Shoot,
good enough. It's good enough to actually work hard and put things
if you're
together.
if you're free, 11:30 a.m. this Friday, shoot me a message because I do a
Oh, I
Friday
definitely
show,
will.
and you can be a
Mhm.
part, and we'll make it SJB and Chicken Nuggy.
Oh, that would be a hell of a show. That would be a hell of a show.
Because I already do the Lions talk. When I get ready to start at the playoff time, I don't know if you caught what I said. I'm gonna start having an NBA and an NHL show.
Yeah, I definitely love hoops and hockey, so
I
I
know
would
you do.
definitely, be down for that.
I was gonna say you're gonna be my Pistons guy. You're gonna be the one that coaches me now because I remember when we first started doing this, I helped coach you,
Hmm.
and you were like, "This is what I want to do."
Hmm. Yeah, this is exactly what it is. Because, like I said, to a lot of people that's in the comment section right now, like on YouTube, they don't really know, man, that Jeremy is a mentor of mine at this, sports talk stuff. So I'm always, appreciative of his mentorship, and not only appreciative of his mentorship, but actually giving me, some good advice and stuff like that on how to utilize the sports talk and, have good analogy and just have a good take, whether if it's bad or not, people are still going to want
I said, even if
to
it's a
watch.
bad
That's
take, I said, I think I told you the first time, even if it's a bad take, make a take and make
uh-huh,
it entertaining.
uh-huh, yeah. I remember that. Take it as an entertaining thing. Exactly.
You know, and all
Yeah.
you
See.
Jared Goff haters out there, he's here till 2028. Suck it.
Look, I don't mind. I don't mind Jared Goff staying, but I do mind the fact that we're either gonna go for a quarterback once he's like how old is he now? Like 32, 30, 31,
Eh,
32, somewhere around there?
He isn't. He's just turning 30. He'll be 32 or
Oh yeah, so
33 when
yeah.
he's done. He just turned 29
Oh
last year.
yeah. Oh yeah,
So
so he's definitely he's got some years left. He's got some years left before we think about getting a quarterback to develop and learn a playbook.
And like I said, at 1.81 million, if Pacheco stays healthy, all he's got to do is give us as much as Monty did. He doesn't have to
Yeah,
be
give us better
great.
production.
No. Even if it's the same production, the same amount of carries, the same amount of yards, the same amount of touchdowns, guess what? It helps. That's what I'm getting at. And more like
Mhm.
the Monty the year before when he had the 10 rushing touchdowns while Gibbs had more than 10. That year. But thank you everybody for watching. It's been 2 hours and 20 minutes. My parents are probably sleeping because I do help take care of my stepdad that has dementia. I know you talk to your mom often because you're with your mom as well. So much love to everybody. Try every day to
Yeah,
be a better
definitely.
person than you were the day before because that's the only way to make the world a better place. Chicken Nugget, that is your YouTube channel, right? Chicken Nugget King 313.
Yes, yeah, Chicken Nugget King 313. You could definitely subscribe to that. You can find me on Twitter at Chicken Nugget King 313 as well. And even on Instagram, Chicken Nugget King 313. It's all the same. So definitely you can find me there and go out there and subscribe. I got 354 subscribers. And I definitely could
Hey,
need the support, get behind me, one pride.
649 subscribers as of tonight, Chicken Nugget. Did you ever think I'd get there?
Hey, that's more than me.
Well,
That's more than me.
I've also
But,
been doing it
that's a
more
hell of a work.
religiously. I've been putting in the work and doing it the old-fashioned way. I refuse to buy subscribers because they drop off after 6 months when they're not active. And you think about it. Think about how
Right.
many people I've lost that don't watch every day, that quit watching for a while and just fall off because they give up at the off season
Yeah.
because we have
Yeah.
those type of
People,
bandwagon fans.
yeah, I think people watch and view for like 10 seconds and they don't watch the actual videos. But the one thing I want to say is like when you subscribe to sports talk, you're not just only getting the talk, you're getting the whole machismo, you're getting the whole sauce. And yeah, it's good to get 600 plus subscribers. I can't wait to see myself get there. But that's a diss and coming with hard work.
Yep, there you go. You got another subscriber tonight, and Michael Edwards will subscribe too. That way, when you go live, you'll see them. They comment, both of them.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. I appreciate that. I
I,
definitely appreciate that.
I
And Jeremy,
always
hey,
I
before we
always
go,
have. Okay, go ahead, sir.
hey, I'm very happy for you. Very happy that you got it. I'm proud that you got it. Keep on working, man. That's real
Amen.
talk. Like it's just a work in progress. It's a stepping stone.
Everything's a stepping stone. I'm still writing for the Lions for the South Florida Tribune. They finally got off their high horse. I just won't be on any other show than Fire Up because that's the one I host with his wife. He's mad at me because I got paid by Roundtable IO for my work with the Jags and the Bucks. It is what it is. But as soon as I find out that I can get paid to writing about the Lions with Roundtable IO, guess what? I won't be writing for the South Florida Tribune.
Not
It's just
anymore
the
because
way
you're
it
gonna be
goes.
you're gonna level up. That's the
Right.
main thing. You're gonna level up. Right.
That's it.
Right.
And the fact that I did that, and you remember when I first started writing, I wasn't even published. I was doing it on my Facebook page, and you were commenting on it. That's how we got to talking,
Yeah.
if I remember right.
Yeah. You were more so like, just working on it for fun. You were doing articles for fun, from
Right,
from my understanding. And then it
right.
then it moved along to being, a money situation.
Well, it just got to money situation is the crazy. In 4 years with no journalist degree, no grammar background, no English literature degree, just a high school diploma. It is what it is. Sledge says your writing was engaging, and that's what the thing is I engaged with the fan. That's what everybody liked. Is I didn't make it so technical and all statistics. I kind of made it geared towards fans because I wrote how I wanted to see articles and game previews and reviews written. And now, where I get analytical is my draft profiles. I know you seen them, Chicken Nugget. You were like, "Wow, I didn't know you had it in you."
I was wowed. I swear to God, I was wowed. I ain't gonna lie. I was definitely wowed because I'm like, damn, how does he come up with this? Like, it's like it's freestyled, but it's with more patience. If you get what I'm saying, like it's with more patience and taking your time on making sure that like the strengths is right and then the weaknesses are right. Everything down to a T is right.
So I'm going to tell you how I do it. It's 10 hours of game film for each player. I look at their statistics. I find their best game and their worst game. The worst game is going to expose the weaknesses, but sometimes the best game will expose it too. Do you see what I'm getting at?
Hell yeah.
So that way you can sit there and go, ooh, there's a strength. Look, when they're losing, he's still playing hard. That's what I want to see out of a guy, because that's the stuff that Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes are looking for when you listen to how they talk about their draft room. They want guys that play hard even when they're losing. And when they're winning, sometimes guys take plays off, or they'll do something not as technically sound, and it'll expose like a bad footwork or a bad mechanics. And I'm not even talking about quarterback play at any position. And you can spot it, and you can see it if you know what you're looking for. So that's how I address every single one of them. The best game and the worst game, write my analysis, strengths and weaknesses, and then I just start doing a deep dive. I'll read 10 different draft profiles or background profiles from the student's aspect on each one of those websites to come up with the background, because then I'm putting it in my own spin and using my own words. And then I just guess on where they're going to land. I'm not going to lie. Until the combine comes out, I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, like, you know, the main thing I've done, since I can't like find my computer or whatnot to, you know, get on some research and figure out the, you know, new players and up and coming guys, I started to do, you know, use my TV to, you know, understand what's going on. Like NFL Network. NFL Network is pretty accessible for me. And that's pretty good.
yeah. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Have a great evening, and we are out.
Peace.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.